Right, so guys, don't know if there's anyone watching at the minute, so I'm going to wait for a few people to come on. If you come on, that'd be great. Let's have a look. Let me have a look. I'm spinning this round, guys, because I can't see the comments when I'm that way round. This is on the iPad, so I could do it with a stand. So guys, I thought I'd come on here to just do a little update for everybody about the channel, because obviously I've been doing a few different things. Obviously I like to be different, and I hope you enjoy watching the content. If you don't, please comment. Oh, and I've got someone I wanted to show you, but this is an update. This is my little grandson that was the baby that was born a few months ago. He's got a lot bigger now, and he's getting a bit agitated, I think. I don't know where his dummy is, but yeah. Oh dear, I don't even know where it is. That's not good. Well, I'm babysitting for my daughter actually, so he's got his little toy. He actually loves this toy. No, look, he's smiling. Look, everyone. Sorry about my camera, but look. He's only tiny. Oh, it's going now. Look at this little toy. I never had toys like this when we were little. This camera's crap. But anyway, so just an update on what's going to be happening. I'm going to be off for a bit because I have an operation coming up. I'm off to the Isle of Wight Festival this week. I will do a live stream for that for everybody. Even though it isn't paranormal, I will probably put a bit of a live up of the Isle of Wight Festival. That's where I'm from originally, the Isle of Wight. Then we've got part 3 of The Fort coming up, which is very good because there's so much activity there. Oh, sorry. And then we've got, what is coming up next after that one? Fenimore Wood. Oh dear. So me and my partner went into Fenimore Wood. Hi, Adrian. And we did some recording. Sorry, I'm moving about a bit. I'm going to wait for my husband to come to help me in a minute with this baby. I'm no good at babysitting. Yeah, hold on. Let me put this up. This isn't the best holder I've got on here. I do not know how to work this. Right, there we go. That's better. So anyway, we've got the Hi Barry. We've got the Fenimore Wood coming up, which I ran out of because when I was doing the investigation in Fenimore Wood, I was sat down doing necrophonic on the floor, and I heard like running up behind me, clear as anything. I actually thought it was security come up to me and busted me, and it made my heart go. I just wanted to get out of there. But sorry, I'm babysitting, so if you can hear the noise in the background. Hi Christine, hi Adrian, hi Barry. Just updating about what I'm doing. So I'm going to be away. I have got loads of videos lined up. Wait there, mister. Let's get him. Come here. There he is. I've got him. Nanny daycare. Nanny daycare. Yeah. So look, here he is now. Oh, I can't lift that up like that. Oh, it's in an iPad and I don't know where the camera is. Every time I put my hand on it, it says I've covered it up. But he's grown up now. How do I get you on there, mister? There. There he is. Nanny's boy. Yeah, Nanny's little boy. He's going to be an explorer, aren't you? Going to be an explorer. Yes. So, yeah, I'm going to be by the Fenimore Wood. You know, it's a bit different. Not much paranormal. We were like quite scared in there. There are a lot of weird noises in there. But that one's coming up. Then we've got the, where is it called? Bomb Stalls coming up. My husband, Oxford Finest, actually ran out of there. I've actually did some editing today and picked up someone in like a yellow high vis, and now obviously my husband wears a high vis sometimes, and I thought, oh, and maybe it's him. Now I look back on the video and thought, oh no, he's wearing navy blue, so that isn't him. So that's on the video of that one. We actually ran out of there. There were growls, cries, screams. We decided to exit that one really fast. You know, we've got what else? We've got a old people's home coming up. That was up Liverpool, I think, way. That was really good too. I've got, I can't remember what else I've got. I've got so much stuff, but I've got a fair few videos coming up. Fair few videos coming up for everyone, but I'm having a break. I'm not out and about for about a month. I'm having an operation and I'm not going to be able to walk or do anything. So I'm just, you know, uploading what I've actually got to. It's that way, the camera, mate. That way, mate. I see it. He's there. Yes. He can see himself on the TV, guys. Who's that? Is that you? Yeah, so anyway, I will be bringing you what I can. I do have a house I got into as well. We found not far from near me, actually. I can't even think what else we've got, what videos. Oh, actually, I've got another house, another time capsule, which is a few people have been there. Oh, thank you, Barry. A few people have been to this location, but I think me and my husband were the second or the third people to go to the location. And a lot of people, I think, have put the locations up that we went to. I think Sam and Jess did it, and Dark Arts TV did it just after us. So I never did paranormal in there either, actually, because a man turned up and was still outside. So we decided to scarper out of the place in case the police were around. Oh, look, he's still looking at himself. Can you see yourself there? Can you see yourself? Is that you up there? Is that you? Oh, Wendy Pops. This baby blows off all the time. Oh, yeah, you stinky thing. Oh, it's all right. My husband's out there. Lo, you should smell this baby. I'm not used to this. We're going to take you exploring, aren't we? We're going to take you exploring. Yeah. Oh, God. I think he's doing something in his nappy. Oh. Let's go and sit over here. Oh. Not that you guys want to know that. Yes, let's sit here, mate. You're probably going to cry now, aren't you? Let's put you down there. There. Right. We'll put you there. He's looking at the telly still because he's on it. You on the telly? Sorry about the crap videoing, guys. It is on my iPad. I actually couldn't be bothered to get my laptop out and wire it all up. But anyway, lots of videos coming. Oh, is Taffy there? Hey, Taffy. Just explaining what videos we've got to come. Let's say Taffy's been out with me a lot. We've got some really good paranormal coming to you. I've also got a school coming up that I haven't put up that I did a while back as well. We've got Aish and Genevieve that are in that. Loads of Ouija board stuff going on there if people like that, but I do know some people don't like it. I do a mixture of stuff. Obviously, I do Ouija boarding, some stuff, table tipping, mostly on private events, which I do hire them venues out. But I do, oh, he's laughing at himself. But I do, you know, a mixture of things. If I'm in a time capsule, obviously we have to get in and get out. It can be really hard to focus when you're filming, doing paranormal, and filming is so hard. The fort video I did was really, really hard, and I managed to capture all the really good evidence. What was I going to say? Oh, by the way, everyone that's watching, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to me, please. It's free. I need about 15 or 16 or maybe 17 more subscribers to get to 1,000 subscribers. I've actually been stuck on it for 2 weeks, so if you could please just subscribe to me, I'd appreciate it. it's helping me get there. It's took nearly 2 years to get where I am. As I say, YouTube takes time. It's just not a quick fix, do it a few months and then give up. It makes you feel like that, but it does take time. It does take time. So who have we got in the chat? So we've got Taffy, Barry, Adrian. I don't know, I'm having a look on here. We've got, just you guys at the minute. But I was just going to come on and do a live. So, I've not been on for a while. I have been struggling with my own problems, my own mental health. I've had to come away from it, give myself a bit of a break. Watch this baby. Sorry, I've got to tell my husband, Lol, come here and watch this. Oh, he's gone again. He's actually got his head. Do you watching Nanny? Are you watching Nanny on there? Are you watching Nanny up there? You're stuck on that telly, aren't you? Yes. Oh, hello, Genevieve. I've just mentioned you that I'm going to be putting up the video of the school. When I get back and have my operation, that will be going up. I've got to sit and edit it. As I say, I take a lot of time editing, even though it might not look like it. I could take up to 3 days editing one video, depending on what it is, like the bomb showers I'm doing now, which Taffy's in with me. There's so much footage there, I might have to put it in 2 parts because, we called out in there. There were some weird noises going on in there. It was freaky. But I'd like to just make things a little bit different for you guys as well, because I don't like to be like everyone else. So I will put a little bit of music in there. I will put effects in there. We'll make it a little bit different for you. As I say, I like to be my individual self. A bit different, a bit wild, a bit freaky, you name it, whatever it is. Some people don't like it, but if they don't like it, then what I say is don't watch. But I hope you're okay, Genevieve and Ash. I hope you're both good. Say, oh, what's up, mister? What's up? So, what are you doing? You falling asleep on me? But, look. Can you go and say hi to everyone? Say hi. Say hi, everybody. Hi. Hey, everyone. He's going to be my next explorer. Right there. What's this here? So anyone who's not subscribed, please, do try. I've been stuck. I'm going to have a look now what I'm on. Hi, Doris's Lives, and anyone that hasn't subscribed to Doris's Lives, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Daria, I can't say it properly, but anyway, see them on the chat. Go over to his channel if you like the UFO stuff. Does a bit about everything. Very interesting chats there. Very deep. A lot of different people on there. Go over to his channel. Please watch him. Brilliant chats. You will learn so much, honestly. Things you wouldn't even thought of. So I do go on there and I do watch quite a bit on there. When I sit down, I try and catch up on everyone's. Oh, what's up? So, it is, a good channel. And you don't want to be on camera, mate. I wouldn't come in here. So, everyone go over to his channel, please, and go over to him. And you need to get on his lives as well, because I've seen, obviously, he puts a lot of work into this. A lot of different subjects. The one that I watched yesterday about what was it again? Can you remind me the name of the wood? Wren? I can't remember. I've got sieve memory. The woods, but about the UFO. I was watching that. I'd like to go and do paranormal there actually. Who's here? Hi, Jordan. It's hard to keep track of everybody, but so please go to his channel. Please subscribe to him. He's got a lot of subscribers anyway, but to watch the lives, press that bell button and get involved, because these lives are quite good. If you like Matt's stuff with the UFOs, Secret Vault stuff, all the stuff like that, you've got to go over here. So I thought I'd let everyone know that, because I've been watching and I find the stuff quite, interesting. Things I didn't know and I'm learning. You're always learning, guys. If you like new things, definitely the place to go. That's it. Rendlesham Forest, guys. So he's got something on about that. I did watch some other stuff on it yesterday, about the American pilot. What was it? What he witnessed, and how apparently they give him an injection. Now, I don't know if I'm right, by the way. Correct me if I'm wrong. But apparently they give him some injection to make him lose his memory. But it came back a few years later. I don't know if it's true, but thank you, Adrian. Yep, I get that too. But anyway, yeah, the American, was it the Air Force, I think were over there, the ones that went and dealt with it. Apparently they witnessed something coming down into the woods and lights, which was apparently a UFO. Very interesting stuff. Go and watch that. Yeah, he agreed. So yeah, Taffy's, if you're not subscribed to Taffy as well, his little adventures, that's different to Urbix with Taffy. That's about going camping, doing things in the woods, all different stuff. Subscribe to him too. Oh, AAP Variety Channel, hi, thank you for coming over. I will check you out later. Appreciate you popping in. My Urban Explore, thank you for coming in. Thank you everybody that's come over. But can you get out please, because you're making a noise.
Someone's touched my ball pump. Well, my boat pump, and it was in the sports direct bag. I'm trying to look for it.
Oh my goodness, it could be anywhere in that cupboard. You keep doing it. Sorry, anyone want a kid? But thank you for all coming over. I just need these subscribers to get me up, which is I'm going to have a look. Unless someone can have a look for me. I'm so slow at these things. I'm always the slow one. Oh, 987 now, guys. 987. So climbing up slowly, but I wake up the next day and I've lost 2. And I think everyone gets that. Oh my goodness, you're popping away on me again. Yeah, Taffy's been really great actually. He shared a lot out for me. Thank you for that. I need to check these other channels out that are on here. I do sit down at night and catch up and try and watch a bit of everyone. I find it really, really hard when I'm editing. I've got a baby in the house, my daughter in the house looking after the baby. I've got a son out there that's hard work, and I've got a husband that's even worse. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah, as I say, it's took me 2 years. All my videos are very different. Some videos, I started off with my husband. First explore ever was the Finnemore Wood. We went there with just my phone. We were looking round. We wanted to explore it. I got my phone out and I said to my husband, I'm going to film this. So we filmed it. Even though I did paranormal then, I'd run my team. Well, I ran a team with someone, then run my own team. I thought, I'll edit the video, and I thought, I'll throw it on YouTube just to see what had happened. And then obviously we started tapping into YouTube and seeing obviously the community on YouTube. Luckily, I met good people and got in with good people quite quickly. And these people now have been, in my and my husband's life for about 1.5 years. Some good people out there. We've got Taffy, we've met Katie, we've met Adsy, is it 156? We've met Barry, we came up and met you, didn't we, at Taffy's? Jordan, met you online. All these people we've met in person. We've met, like Barry. We've met you, Taffy. Jordan, we haven't met you yet, but I want to come and do your house investigation. But since we did it, our first video, we then started watching videos on YouTube, and then sort of found another location. I can't even remember what our second location is. I really can't remember, but we branched out and we found some time capsules. We found them by watching videos actually and just finding clues. We went onto maps and we found them ourselves with no help. And we did this for a while. We got no help from nobody. We noticed that the community was quite touchy and some people were quite funny, and we didn't know about sharing pins. We didn't know about pins or anything, and then we just picked up on that as we went along, as people messaged us. Oh look, I bored him to death, he's fell asleep in my arms. But yeah, so that's how we first got into it. We started doing, it's 14. Thank you, AAP Variety Channel. Anyone that's not subscribed to him and My Urban Explore, please sub to them too. So that's how we started. We started going into houses, filming the houses, watching like other explorers videos. And then I can't actually remember. We met people that invited us out, and then someone took us. I think who was it took us? I actually can't remember. But anyway, we got invited out and we went and done things like the car caves. That's on my wall. Mixture. That's not paranormal. Then we went like with Katie and Adzi 156. We went and did like a farmhouse. Nice. Look at this, everyone. Oh, wait there. That's the. Look at this. Oh, wait there. Here's where we do this. He's asleep. I bored him to death. He's asleep. I need to put him down, guys. I actually don't know where to put him. My daughter's gone out. Move. I have to put him down here. Wait there. Sure, she's asleep. Where's his blanket? Pass me that very blanket. Sorry, everybody. Just going to sort the kid out. It's a bit hot for him, but I just put it out the side of him. Actually, look at this. How did I do that? Look, everyone, he's there. Oh. I don't know if anyone wants to join this live. I could. How would you do it? I'm actually. Actually, don't even know. Guest. Invite. Copy to clipboard. Sorry, guys, just doing something. And oh my goodness. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. How do I do this? Can't even write on my own thing. It's on comments. I can't do it. Because it's on. Right, I'm just going to come out my screen and send a thing. I don't know if Barry's watching. I could send it to him, and someone could put the link up if anyone wants to come on. Let me work this out. If I disappear, I'm going to lose my chat. How am I going to do this? Comments. Why won't it let me comment? I can't even write to anybody. Right there. More. Post comment. Oh. There. Can you go and get my white charger at the side of my bed? So, oh, hi Liam. How are you? Hope you're all right. I think I just posted. Anyone who wants to come on, you're welcome to pop on for a bit. I'm going to stay on for a little bit. As I say, I haven't done a live for a long time. I've been away. I've been thinking of my own mental health. I've had a lot going on. I am one of them people that, I can't do too much. I get really drained. Obviously, paranormal stuff drains you mentally. You need to be focused when you're doing it. It takes so much out of me, my energy with working with spirit. As a young child, I've always had spirit around me. Naturally just work with my energy with them, and that was my gift. My gift is not, hold on, where's now the plug to plug this in? My son's making loads of noise. So anyway, my natural gift was working with energy. I do feel spirit. I do feel their energy around me. I do vibrate. It's the strangest thing ever. People say I'm weird. Yes, I'm weird. That's how I pick up spirit when I'm out. That's how come I get so much sort of activity come to me, because apparently I am like a magnet to spirit. Apparently they just draw into me. Hey Brady, hiya. Shut the door now, you're annoying.
Yeah, I went in there so you can hear me.
Yeah, so I've been doing it a long time, and I do get tired. I do, with spirits, I think people have to take time out and sometimes people have to get like their self back together again. It can be so draining mentally, and I think anyone that does work with spirit will, know that. And everyone has their own individual way of working. Everyone has their own individual like rules. And say me, I work self-taught. I go by how I've worked with spirit. I've learned with spirit. They've taught me what to do basically. And same with spirit boards. People don't like them. There's all these different rules of spirit boards now. Over 10 years, 11 now, I've been doing them. I've worked different ways with them. I've closed them down different ways. I've opened them different ways. Either way I do it, I've been fine. I've not had a problem, but I do have to cleanse afterwards. As I say, I do get some criticism from the way I work because I'm apparently not doing it right, which, what is the right way? Everyone's different. Everyone works different. Oh, waiting in background. How do you do this? Oh, I've got loads.
How are we doing?
Hi, have I got you all in?
There's 3 of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's going on?
Thank you for coming over. Oh, my camera's a bit wonky because it's an iPad and I don't know how to straighten it up, but
Well, if you go into layout and then you can change the layouts to different ones and it'll be a little bit better.
right, what
I
one's
think
that?
it's the 3rd one across, I think.
Yeah, you can change the tiles.
Right there. There's that one. Where is it in?
I think it's layouts.
Yeah, it's an iPad, so
Oh, there you go. That'll do.
There
I
you
can work with that one.
thank you. I was just saying for everyone that hasn't, can you say your name for me properly, please? Because I can't pronounce your name. It's Dari. I can't pronounce it.
It's Dave, but the channel's
Dave.
called the channel's called Darius Lives. Yeah,
Right.
But,
That's,
Darius.
I am
Yeah.
dyslexic.
Dave.
So
Dave,
people who know me, who watch my videos, I'm scatty. I'm really like all over the place. But then when I do my paranormal, I do bring a paranormal best I can, and real paranormal, not like I'm gonna.
Oh,
throw
yeah, we don't mess about. There's no room for messing about.
I don't throw things across the room.
Oh, no.
Could you,
I was going to call you Exploding with Danny then, and I thought, I better not, like, do you know what I mean? I get shouted at.
what was I going to say? Could you explain a bit more about your channel, please, Dave? Because I've obviously been watching it for a while, coming in and out at night when I'm in bed. I try and go into people's channels and watch a little bit of everybody's. And the stuff I've seen on there so far is quite interesting and very deep, and amazed by it, really.
Well, I sort of like you made a comment just before I answer your question a moment ago that it's sort of like people give you a little bit of grief and say you do things wrong because you don't do it the way that they would like you to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm all about that. That's exactly what I'm about. There isn't any absolutes, and I think people lose sight of that when it comes to the paranormal, when it comes to ufology and cryptozoology.
See, this is the stuff that you go into that Taffy, like you're learning paranormal. All this
Yeah.
I
So,
don't know
like,
any of it. I need to look.
I started in 1987, and you. I
oh,
was a
Jesus,
weirdo.
I wasn't even a twinkle in my dad's nut then.
You'll get used to Taffy has no filter, by the way.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with that. I'm from Manchester. I'm used to that kind of activity. It's good.
Oh, mate, you're only about an hour away. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
there you go. Just up the road, man.
Yeah, man.
It looked at as being a weirdo. You know, you was weird if you was into that kind of thing. It wasn't as mainstream as it is now, and I think that's sort of like become a bit of a double-edged sword in many ways because more people are exposed to it, which means more people are in the field. But because of that, you've got more. I use the term loosely, but you got more experts because they've watched TV shows about it, if that makes any sense, rather than getting grassroots experience by doing actual investigations. But fundamentally, it's just about a journey, really. My channel of what I've been doing myself regarding paranormal investigations.
It's
and
everything.
then I'm into it all because I think we work on vibrational frequencies, and we're either in tune with the energy of the universe or we're not. you know, and different paranormal experiences come about because of different energy vibrations and when things are at certain frequencies and conditions are correct, and people will experience and see things that they can't explain. Some people
Definitely.
understand what it is because they're in tune with it spiritually, they're in tune with it, you know, and some people can't explain it and are freaked out by it. That's
Yeah.
just, you know, that's it.
I think your channel though is amazing. You know, I'm still learning. I'm as I say, I call myself I would say I'm a new soul, a new spirit. Like they say you're an old soul. I always say I'm a new one. I'm learning. I was put on this earth to learn. And as a child, like I said to you, vibration, as a child of always being sensitive, and it drains me. And even when a child when I was at school, you know, I'd get bullied because I was quiet and I couldn't cope around all the stuff going on, and you know, I'd have to be quiet, and it, you know, I got bullied for it. It was because I was a bit different. You know, I'm very I'm a bit ADHD. I've got a bit of autism there, but they say it's all to do with spiritual stuff and weird stuff. So definitely, you know, your channel was for me when I started watching it, and I'm learning all the time.
Yeah.
It was so interesting stuff.
Well, yeah, go on.
No, that's all right. You carry on.
Like I was saying to Claire, you know, like about all like the demonic stuff, shape shifting and stuff like that. Now I've seen stuff that I can't put my finger on whatsoever. And it's been sort of like in the distance a little bit, but not too far away where I can't see it. But there was some weird stuff happening, like really weird stuff, and it was like in the town centre. It wasn't like it was just sort of like we were at an abandoned place or somewhere that we shouldn't have been. But like I don't know what your takes are out on stuff like that, but I'd be very interested, like, to definitely talk about it. Very open about stuff like that.
Fundamentally, demonology walks hand in hand with theology. You know, it walks hand in hand with religion. You know, demons exist because their antithesis exists within a theological setting, and that's how they came about. They are the contra to the good. They are bad opposed to good. They are the black opposed to the white, the up to the down, the left to the right, as it were. So it doesn't mean that just because religion has stipulated that certain bad energies have labels that we then come to know as, I don't know, say for instance Baal or Zelalathron or stuff like that.
I need to learn all this. I've got to come to you and learn so much more. That's my next step.
It doesn't mean that negative energies don't exist that can cause some seriously twisted mojo when you're on an investigation, you know, because they can. But I mean, you know, you hear people throw the word demonology about and demons about, and that there is a demon and there is this, but it doesn't mean that they've heard of like you know, the scale of 6 and the scale of 9, the order of unity, the order of binary, tertiary. They don't understand the legions of demons.
No, it's interesting. It's really interesting. It is, yeah, because like obviously I've looked into bits because there was another guy that used to do paranormal all the time, and he went into it really dark stuff, like, and I was just like, wow. After about 20 minutes, I was like, mate, I can't deal with this. Like, this is too much. Can you just sort of like put it to like idiot scale, like, because I can't deal with this. Like, and he did. He went really dark with it. It was what's his name? Tom from he's had his channel shut down, hasn't he? Because he just went into it too much, like, and literally had his channel taken down. Like, it was really mad. Like, can't think of his Creepy Dragon Nation, is it?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and he knows his stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's very knowledgeable as well. Like, do you know what I mean?
I'm not knowledgeable. I have got a brain like a sieve, right? I've been made not to remember. That's what I get through life.
Claire, you haven't got a husband, okay? Come on, you haven't got a husband and you don't have any kids anymore, okay?
Funny. I get used to Taffy and his banter. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's good stuff.
But your channel, so tell us a bit more about demons. Oh, that's amazing what you're saying. I need to learn all this.
Yeah, no, it is.
I
Yeah,
could sit and listen for hours, honestly. But
yeah, but I think I was in your live stream for about an hour and a half. I
it's
think I
hard to
was.
explain, isn't it?
I think
You
you
know,
were, yeah,
and it
yeah,
was
I
like
remember
I
you being-
was sort of trying to edit as well. So I had it on one screen, and then obviously I was editing on my other one.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Jesus Christ, I need to stop editing. Like, I can't deal with it. Like, and it was like when you're going into all about the UFO stuff, and I'm not sure if you mentioned the crop circle stuff, but yeah, it's all mad stuff like that you were coming out with, and it was just like I couldn't even finger point now bits of it because it was just like crazy
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
That's
Yeah, it just ends up with a load of verbal spaghetti, though. You know, I'm not gonna lie to people in the side chat. I'm not gonna lie to you two. You know, I mean, it's
no,
it's a massively deep
Yeah,
subject, all of it, and I think it's all connected. Me personally, you know, I think it's there's sort of like a divide between the sort of like the different fields, and
Definitely.
there shouldn't be. You know, there shouldn't be.
what I get.
Yeah, there's so many people. I hear. You're into UFOs, and well, it's a bit of a strange way of putting it, but yes, I'm interested by people seeing UFOs and the thought of extraterrestrial biological entities. Yeah,
Wow.
so you're into UFOs.
Yeah.
Well, again, yes, you know, I find it interesting, but they don't exist. Oh, really? Okay. So the possibility that life might exist in a universe where there's billions upon billions of planets that are capable of sustaining life is completely unbelievable. Yet you believe without hesitation, without research,
Right,
without
over my-
investigation in the fact that the spirit carries on after death. You're okay to accept that. You're okay to accept the continuation of energy after death, but you don't believe in
See,
current life, you know?
I've even, as a paranormal investigator, always kept open-minded. One time I did an experiment on the Ouija board, and I said to the spirit what I think was a spirit. So I always say I don't know if it's a spirit, and I asked like what all the numbers of our houses were, and I had a new person in the team, and I didn't know the number of his house, and I asked also what the ages were. He didn't know us, and you know, it went round to give all the numbers of the house, all the numbers of our age. And then it said this weird word for me, because I said to them, well, how do you know this? And it said some really strange word, like it's some weird freaked out word. It spelled out to me. And I thought to myself, it went through my head, is this aliens? You know, just for that minute, I was thinking, is this human? You know, that goes through my head. As a paranormal investigator, it wasn't just a spirit. I was thinking, whoa, is this something completely different I'm dealing with here? And, you know, it's always stuck in.
That's how my channel name came about. That is how my channel name came about. That is doing a Ouija board. We didn't have money to buy a Ouija board. You couldn't buy them, so we made one. There was a game, card game made by a company called Waddington called Lexicon. I don't know if remembers it. It's like a series of cards with letters on. So we use these and put them in a circle like you do, and then wrote yes, no, hello, goodbye, all that kind of stuff. I can't remember exactly, on pieces of paper, and used a glass tumbler as a planchette. You know, we were doing a kind of like call out like you do, and the name Darius kept coming up. It just kept coming up.
Goodness!
Never found out why. And anyway, you know, we'd finished the Ouija board. That's an entirely different tale because it was a bit of a very, very interesting session. But a couple of years later, Spirit Box session, and Darius, he lives, comes out again, and then a few years after that, Darius, he lives. You know, you know,
that is crazy.
The channel wasn't originally called this. It was named after. It was named after the paranormal group that was running at the time. And I thought, no, I haven't got a problem with people. You know, they name their channel whatever they want, like. But I thought I'm not going to name the channel after my group.
Can't do it.
I don't want to do that. So far, that sounds pretty cool. I'm going to go with that. It sounds demonic. Yeah.
That is crazy. Like, you know, a few times doing paranormal, I've even thought this in, you know, it's made me, the different feelings I get, because I'm really sensitive anyway. And one time I was stood in a room, everybody was going out. There was a table tipping going on. It was in Birmingham. I can't remember, some old building there. I cannot remember it. I've got a good memory, like I said. everybody was throwing up and coming out the room in bits. I stood there with this, whatever was on this table, went, oh, wow, I'm the only one left, and carried on. And it didn't affect me, didn't do nothing to me. I am, you know, I'm quite lucky that way. I've found out over the years that it is very hard for them to affect me, but I do get it. I do get things come over me, but sometimes these things I feel I've not felt before, and I think, oh, I'm out of here. But that was weird.
Yeah, it's
The twins
like
shouting at each other. It's well funny.
sort of a condition called psychotic autonomic disassociation, which is why people will feel sick during Ouija board sessions and table tipping, and they won't be able to take on board the particular levels of energy because they have a presupposition towards. They have a level of
that's really weird because I
towards
always feel it about here. It's like right at the bottom of the throat. I feel it, and it's like Joe, just where the collarbones meet in the middle. And it's like literally, and I feel it there sometimes. And in fact, right, one of the places that me and Claire did, right, in one of the hospitals, we went and camped there all night. Yeah. And literally, we come out of one room, I went down the corridor, I went to walk up another one, and it was like something was just in front of me, and I just couldn't physically walk any further. I said, Claire, I can't go any further. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, I feel, like I'm being pushed. And I said, I can't go down there, like, you know, and it was really weird, wasn't it? And it was like, so I was like...
You were like empty. It was weird because when you were walking around the video, you were like not with it. You weren't even like...
No, and anybody that knows me, yeah, I'm like, come on, you daft shits, do you know what I mean? And it's like, come on, we'll go with it, yeah, and I'm full of energy, yeah. But that night, I literally, we got back to camp, and I was just sort of like, and I was out. I didn't even hear other people leave. Claire woke me up at, I think it was like 5:30 in the morning or 5:45 or something. And they were like, everybody's gone. And I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, no. And I was just like, I was flat out. I was gone, yeah. It was mad stuff. I've never felt anything like it before.
So what is that about? What it is the feeling on the sickness? What is that? Can you explain that a bit more for me, please?
Me, do you mean?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, it's just weren't because like Taffy were talking. I thought, yeah, go on, Taffy. What didn't know you meant me then?
Right, so this is what goes on, right?
Yeah, man, don't I know it? I have to stream all the time. It's absolute madness usually on mine, so I totally get it. Yeah, we have our autonomic responses to external stimuli as human beings. That's just the way that we are. Okay. I want to do investigations. Okay, I try to look at it from a scientific point of view as well as a psychological point of view because I studied as a psychologist. That's what I've done my degree in is psychology. So I can't come away from that because I am aware that the human brain can do certain things. However, that being said, you know, our human brain also protects us from certain circumstances, and we have autonomic responses due to that. So breathing can intensify, stomach muscles, you know, can contract, throat can tighten, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean that it's because people are imagining things. It's because they're responding to external stimulus within the environment. Now, whether that's temperature dropping, whether that's picking up on something they can't see, whether they're getting a bad sense of foreboding or something like that, the body will shut down. That's the disassociative part. That's when you become disassociated from your autonomic system. Like Taffy said, he didn't feel like he could continue to walk. It's because his body's protecting him, or his brain has protected him from doing that by shutting down his certain aspects of his personality and how he feels within that environment. So it goes on a lot. You know, people say I believe that a spirit energy, or I believe that the energy within an environment can do something like that to a person. How can it? Well, it's not necessarily the spirit or the energy in the environment that's doing that. It's your own sense of self-preservation who does it. Yeah.
That's interesting stuff, that, because you could probably talk for hours about this. You say, like with
I'll
me.
I'll try not to.
No, I love it.
No, honestly, right? I know it sounds awful.
Sit here, like, listen.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's nice because like my live streams are complete random as random would ever be, right? And people shout at me, right, for being random. But you know what? it's just me. That's just the way I am. But I'm not. Well, I've said that I'm not going to be on people's live streams and that for a while, and but obviously, like I've come off my own live streams because of my mental health at the minute. It's a little bit scatty at the minute,
Thanks.
so I'm just kind of sort of like, and then I got a message saying Claire was live, and I was like, no, she never even messaged me.
I don't go live.
Right.
As I say, like we're on about energy, and I said to you earlier.
Yeah.
When I work with spirit, they take a lot of energy, don't they? You could probably explain that in a
Oh,
little bit.
yeah.
And
A
I find
dream. Yeah.
when I've done it for like we went out, didn't we, 3 or 4 days in a row, Taffy, doing paranormal.
Oh,
At the end of it, it was like a big like.
we just crashed in the end. On the Friday, it was like, right, do you want to go exploring, or
No.
do you want to just go and do this? And I was just like, to be honest, I just want to chill out. I just can't deal with this
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh yeah.
And that was hard because, like, I'd obviously done, say, 4 or 5 hours. Oh yeah, little Ruben, yeah, he's mental, like, do you know what I mean? Just like me, yeah. But
That energy thing. So when the spirits sort of take what are they using? Can you explain how they take our energy? Because you're better than this and me.
I think it's difficult. It's difficult to explain that, the entire
hard.
process of how it goes about, because there isn't really empirical proof to say that it happens. But people feel that it happens, and people know that it happens. You just see Mark coming to the side chat now from Ghost Adventures of Cornwall.
Yeah.
Okay, now
I've just seen him now. Yeah. Hey, buddy.
He's really active in the paranormal community. He's investigating a lot. He experiences this kind of thing a lot. And when you go in an environment, if you go to a location that there's either a good feeling, there's a nice feeling within an environment, or if there's a bad feeling within an environment. Now, psychologically, you can predispose yourself towards feeling good about it, in which case you might start to feel nervous. This will be subconscious, but you don't know you're feeling nervous. But it's I always say that, like, a true vampire. When people think of vampire as being like Dracula, Bram Stoker kind of thing, or Nosferatu with 2 big teeth, he's going to sink into your neck. But spirits can act like vampires. They can draw your energy, they can suck the energy from you. When you have electrical conductivity, you have that by negatively charged electrons moving through a conductor, and what happens is, as they move, the space that's left behind has to be filled with something, so it gets filled with another electronically charged particle. Well, it's the same thing with energy. It's the same thing with ambient energy. It's the same thing with temperature. We don't live in a vacuum, hey darling. We don't live in a vacuum, and that's how I think it happens. As we start to feel negative and that energy starts to build within us, they draw upon that negative energy as if it was a conductive current, and it makes us feel more and more down, more and more depressed. Yeah, they sort of like it's sort of like attracts like a magnet is sort of my theory, and that's why we're affected by electromagnetic fields and stuff.
Portals. I can feel. I know people go, "Oh, what you on about, you weirdo," but I can't explain. If you're sensitive like me, and Ghost Adventures of Cornwall might be like me, I could just put my hand out and I can feel the sucking, like a gravity, a spinning. It's a weird feeling to explain it, but if someone knows what I'm on about, they know what I'm on about.
Yeah.
Are they portals? What are they? This is what I'm. So much you can go into, isn't there?
Like I said before, right? We every single thing is as a molecular structure. Okay, the difference between liquids, gases, and solids is just the amount of component molecules, how fast they vibrate, and the spaces in between. So at any given time, this is why I believe transmogrification can happen with solid objects. I've witnessed this. I've seen a toy. A red truck in the middle. We've been doing an investigation in the bedroom, sat in a semicircle in this bedroom, and there was a red, like what they called them big, the big monster truck type things, toy in the middle of the floor, bright red. It rolled across the floor of its own volition into the skirting board and completely disappeared.
That's crazy.
No, it completely disappeared out of our sight. We didn't see it. Yeah, half an hour, 3/4 of an hour later, we're in the kitchen. Well, we went to check on some audio equipment in the kitchen downstairs, and there it was in the middle of the floor. Now, the kitchen is directly underneath the bedroom where it disappeared in the first place. We seen it disappear, yeah? Now, I can't explain that in any kind of scientific way, or
Crazy.
using physics, using any kind of quantum theory. I can't explain that. I know that it disappeared. Now, why did it disappear? No, it disappeared because the fabric of reality, what we can consider to be time and matter, was changed. The vibrational frequency, the energy field changed, and it was allowed to transport. It moved because of that. So, was it a portal? Is that what a portal is? Can any object act as a portal? Can a portal just appear in the middle of nowhere? I would posit, yeah, it's definitely possible.
Because if you go and work with spirit, like if Ghost Adventures of Cornwall was writing some good stuff there about cobwebs as well, about the electric, that's true as well. But if you go to some people's houses, like I've done to go do clearing sometimes, and I say to them, look, I'll make it feel better, the environment, but I'm not promising you I can move anything. I can't. I'm not that way. That isn't my gift. But I can come and make the place feel a bit better. And if there is or something there that wants to go, it will leave. I can make something leave that don't want to leave. And I always do. But when I go into houses, I feel these portals, and I make sure I try and close them down. I use one of my crystals, and I make the place feel a little bit better for everyone. What was I going to say? The baby's distracted me now. I've got a baby behind me too.
I've got another one there.
What is it when I go in there and clear these things? People feel better. What is it making them feel like on edge and horrible? 1 minute, I've got to find a dummy.
That's fine. Luckily, all mine are grown up and don't.
I got twins at 6 months old.
Yeah, well, I don't. That's fantastic. It's great, but I'm glad all that side of it's done for me.
Yeah. So what is that? The feeling that's causing them to feel uneasy in their house, and they feel much better once they've been in there and shut these portals down.
Well, I would say, like, in the past, when I've done investigations, I mean, I'd hardly say I'm active now compared to like I was. I stopped about 5 years ago, really. But when we were doing it, I noticed that a big chunk of how people were feeling within a haunted location that went away as soon as they were in the company of somebody who either gave them confidence in themselves, secondly, believed what they were saying, so they didn't think they were going mad, because a big battle for somebody who's, especially if it's a residential location where somebody's got to live there and there's just bad energy and they feel really bad, they can't stay there, just the fact somebody believes them and they're not going out of the mind, that helps. And also the fact if you go in there and your intent, because a lot of investigation and clearing, cleansing is about intent and belief. If you don't believe you can do it, and if your intentions aren't correct, you're not going to be able to do it. It doesn't matter how much sage or mugwort or incense you want to burn and salt, even if it is the Himalayan pink salt, everybody, if you don't believe you can do it, you can wave as many crystals around as you want as well. If you don't believe you can do it and the intent isn't there, then you're not going to be able to manipulate the energy, the positive. You're not going to change the negative energy with positive energy. So I think a big chunk of it's that, because a lot of it is about psychology. And I don't mean, when I use the term psychology a lot of this, and I think people want to jump for the Prozac, thinking that people are imagining things. And I don't mean that people are imagining things. That's not what I mean. What I mean is having the mindset. If you go to a location and you're already scared, it's just going to get worse, isn't it? You're just going to become more and more nervous and more nervous.
Like they always say, don't they, that when you go into a dark room, you develop that sixth sense, don't you? And it's but if you already go
shut down, that's why, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so like you start seeing stuff that's not there, and it's not happening, like, because your mind's telling you to, like, that's what you're seeing, and that's it, like. So
there's somebody backstage, by the way, Claire. I think Brady, I think he's backstage, by the way.
Is he?
I think
hold
so.
on. I will bring him on in 2 seconds. I'll introduce you to my husband here. He's somewhere down there. Where are you, Lo? There.
Yes, Flo, you big
mate. You all right, mate?
What's happening, Mum?
This is Dave. This is Dave.
Babysitting duties.
This is another Dave.
Oh, mate, so my look. I'm hanging this one. Yeah, she's like, mate, she rules the roost, this one.
Yeah, look.
Oh, mate, I got a little one there as well, like.
That's my daughter's little one.
Look, two boulders.
Well, it's not yours, is it?
It's my daughter's and I'm babysitting because she's gone out. I'll go out here because they're making a lot of noise, but I've let him take over because I've lost interest in babies. I'm too old for that.
Too old?
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was a MILF. She told me she was a MILF, and then she like broke me
No.
me little celebration, and then she told me she was a GILF, and I was heartbroken.
No, I told you that I'm a man.
Yeah, I was heartbroken. Shouldn't be a gran at that age.
He's still backstage. He needs to go back there.
Brady's backstage apparently as
I
well.
can't see him.
It'll be.
Where do I go?
Oh, I can't think.
It says guest, but invite.
Yeah, go into guest, and then it should say that us three are in.
It's not. You have to come back or have a look because I can't see it. It's not coming up.
Are you using a phone, Claire? Yeah.
No, iPad 7. I don't know how to use it. I'm not very good at
okay.
technical things. I'm quite, I use things that I could just use and not have to, f around with too much. Basic editing skills as well. But yeah, he's not there now, I don't think. Oh, here we got a question here. Urban Asylum. What's your thoughts on ley lines and packets of? Oh, I haven't got my glasses on. Pockets of energy they post to hold. There's a question there for you, Dave.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You're the one with. You're a lot
No.
more. What's the word than us two? I'm just like common old
Don't
me.
you got me, sunshine?
I've got
You
like
have
fog brain.
I'll say this: that you, when you've had somebody who's been in the trenches for like 10 years, they're just as likely to get killed as somebody who just walks into the trenches on the first day. The only difference is they just got a little bit more experience at keeping their head down, and that's the only difference between me and anybody else. I've just been doing it for a while. That's all.
Yeah, it's like your wording, everything. I'm not good with words. I'm like fog brain. When I talk, I forget what I'm talking about, and I can't process fast. I'm a slow processor, so.
Ley lines, urban asylum. Okay. For me, it's been weird. It's been a massive up and down journey with that one because I've been in locations what I've been on a ley line. I'm closely associated, or rather near a ley line. That have been absolute unbelievable amounts of activity. And then I've been on others and there's nothing going on whatsoever. So sometimes I think they massively make a difference, and sometimes I think they don't. So I think we're dealing with polarity. I think the energy that travels through them seems to be like a polarity thing. And sometimes if it really is about the energy fields, if the energy is right at any given time, I just don't think they give off energy like a battery, like a lot of people might think they do. I think circumstances, now whether that's down to mineral deposits, if you look at certain mineral deposits, and a lot of paranormal investigators won't, and that's fine. Well, mineral deposits in the ground, like crystal, what makes up the topography of the land and such, makes a massive difference more than whether it's on a ley line or not. But in my experience, ley lines can make a difference, but most often than not, they don't. I think it's there's a lot of conjecture based around that than actual truth.
Ley lines, I think I had a few people out here because I kept noticing in my house spirit coming in and out, in and out, in and out, and I got some. Well, I don't class myself as a medium. People say I am, but I say I'm not. But I got another medium in, and they said to me that there was a ley line going straight down the side of my house through, and that's what the problem was. Stuff was coming in and out because it was quite open here, but I don't know. But it can increase paranormal activity, apparently.
Yeah, but that's like Crossroads as well, isn't it?
Aren't the witches meant to be buried there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like Crossroads there, another one that's popped up a few times, isn't it, Claire?
Interest me, that subject.
Well, the thing is when people say that, that leads to folklore and urban legend.
We're going to be in trouble
because a witch, that's people in the past. Use religious people, authoritative figures, judging witches, or people who follow Wiccan, the path of Wicca, or any other practice, anything that was paganistic. In fact, when Christianity came to the UK and into Europe, and that because of the Byzantine Empire and Emperor Constantine, the last Eastern Roman Empire. Christianity made its way over to the UK. It wasn't the norm. It wasn't established. It was looked on badly. So the best way to do it is try and put everybody off from doing that by chopping them up or driving a stake through their heart and sticking them on this crossroads, because it's a meeting place. To think about crossroads is it's a junction where many paths meet. And again, in the head, that makes a lot of sense. Lots of different paths meet. Now, not necessarily path you walk along, a path within your head, your thought process. They knew what they were doing by that. People would go. I mean, they used to stick people's heads on spikes on London Bridge, didn't they? They used to do stuff like that. It was an attempt to try to scare people away from wanting to practice whatever kind of belief system.
Maybe that's where we should go, Claire, and do a paranormal one night.
I have to find one that's really used then, because I'd rather go to one that's got a bit of activity there and nothing.
Yeah, but it's mad, right? Because if you go back to when what's his name died of the on bonfire night, wasn't it? There's a lot of history down that way anyway. Trying to tune me.
What's that about? The history of the bonfire was. I can't remember the story of that.
They all started in London, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And then they had all the ammunition and that, and then it all exploded, didn't it?
I don't know about the story about it. I don't know the story behind it. I don't say. I'd never went before. I was a bit of a wild one when I was young. I never learnt nothing. I only learned through my own mistakes, or learnt it through doing my own stuff that I do now. But yeah, there are a lot. I remember
sometimes that's better because, you've got places like Sherwood Forest, with Robin Hood and stuff like that. There's loads of places, do you know what I mean, that has got natural history. Look up the road from you, where you're from, literally up the road, right? You've got William Shakespeare.
Yeah, because I'm Oxford. We've got Dark Corners UK here. Hello, welcome.
Hey, buddy, what's happening, Mom?
He said about in America, there's a lot of mythology about demons being summoned at crossroads. So is that true?
I think that's absolutely correct. That, and look at the wording. There is a lot of mythology, myth. Look into what myth means, because that is exactly it. Mythology. If you subscribe to what a lot of people, I'm not casting any aspersions upon anybody in particular here. This is a sweeping statement, so yeah. Be prepared for this one. Is a lot of people within the paranormal, so demons, this demon that, and demon. You know what? There must be more demons on Earth than there is human beings, and they haven't got a lot of things better to do than to go and buy the Karen down the road who's making a kid's tea and doing it. It's like, come on, behave. Even if you pay attention to what each demon is supposed to do. Okay, I'll put it this way. In the days before we understood mental health conditions, before we understood particular other disorders that we didn't have any kind of scientific basis in being able to diagnose, it was easy to say, why is this person acting like that? Why is that person talking to themselves like that? Well, it's
look what they did. They threw people into asylums.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on that. He said, why
I think we need to meet up, right? Because I think if we went on a paranormal together, right?
We're probably
it sounds like we're going into a portal ourselves, like Joanne, and we're going deep down under, like Joanne.
Sorry to interrupt you again. Can you carry on if you can remember where you were?
Well, it was easy. It was an easy way of explaining the condition they didn't understand medically or scientifically. They are possessed. That person is, and the church the church was the controlling factor. It wasn't royalty. I mean, you got all the Henry VIII stuff came in because of that. That's why there's the Church of England, is because the church had more power over the sovereignty, and he didn't like it, did he? Obviously, he didn't like that.
Yeah, that's it.
He couldn't
One minute.
get his marriages annulled, you know. So it's like, well, if the Pope isn't going to do that on my behalf, I'll set up my own religion and
Carry on talking, everyone. I'm just
Yeah.
sorting the baby out for 1 second.
Yeah, I don't care what the Pope
I can
thinks,
hear
kind
you,
of
so I'm
thing.
listening.
So
No, that's it, innit?
you know, so because of that, you've got lots of
No,
different
not there. Do it in it.
ways that people are feeling. It was showing, even if it's just a transient psychotic disorder, or they might have depression, or they might have bipolar, or whatever, and acting like they shouldn't be. So the first thing the church is going to do is turn around and say that person's possessed, and they are possessed by a demon. So you know,
Holy water and then sprinkling it on them like.
yeah. That fueled a large amount of the attitude towards people. But
My
on.
argument
Well-
is with demons as well, right? People say, "Oh, demons don't exist," but right,
Oh, did you hear that?
there must be something exist because we exist.
Funny.
So I'm always like open-minded when it comes to it. I do believe there is something out there. I don't know if it's an actual demon. There's definitely something out there, not right, and that's when I think, "Oh, is it an alien?" See, my mind's like. So,
I've gone into a front room. I've gone into the living room of a house because we've heard a bang, and this has took a few seconds. You know, the average size of a house. People live in houses. You all live in houses, guys. You know how big an house is. And it's head round the front door, head round the living room door. Can't see anything. We've just come again. This is in the kitchen. We've just come out of a kitchen. Poked our head round the living room door. Nothing going on in the front room. Oh, that was weird. Gone back into the kitchen to find the cups have all been taken off the mug tree
oh,
and stacked in the center of the kitchen floor.
that is crazy stuff.
Okay, so that's like, now that's fairly strange, isn't it? That's within seconds. And I'm thinking, right, so we heard a bang in the front room and there was nothing there, but it was enough to make us leave the kitchen. And then when we come into the kitchen, something had changed. So was that a distraction? Was that done deliberately to take us out of the kitchen? So the stats, was that a deliberate thing?
Yeah, scary stuff. Like I sat in my front room.
Yeah.
I had an energy in my house. People I moved in here exchanged. Always picked it up. And it got so bad in my son's room, I took him out of there. In the end, you walked into his room. It's like you're on a boat. It was rocking so bad, and you know I couldn't deal with it. It was too strong for me, and I got someone in again. It took a few times. I got a witch in. She couldn't do nothing. Scared them. They went. I got another person in. We put on the scanner. It said to me in a male voice, quite a weird male voice, told me to F off my name. Said it was touching me. So I said, "Stop touching me," because I could feel spirit and kept touching me, and I had to tell it to get away. But yeah, anyway, this was going on in the house. Got that moved on, and I'll talk about what happened. I was sat in my front room, and there's a sideboard in my hallway, and I actually heard like something, a glass candle scratching across the side and moving all the way along it. And I sat there and sort of froze. It was like 11:30 at night. I normally go and pick my husband up from work. It's quite a few years ago. I pick him up at 12:30 at night. So I was sat there on my own in my front room, hearing this going across there, and I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, my reaction then, because I've always been brought up feeling spirit, was I just said to it, do you know what? Fuck off. I shouldn't have really said that, but that's how I've always dealt with it. Leave me alone, get out my house. And it got to the point where it was shouting at my kids when they came down the stairs, a voice, and the two of them ran into my car and dived on each other one night when we were picking my husband up. Told them to get out, told them to get out the house, shouted at them, get out, as they were coming down the stairs. They shite it. And in the end, I thought, enough is enough. I've got to get someone in here now to get rid of this, because I can't. But yeah, I always thought, is that, when it was moving, is that demonic? But then I thought, is that just a horrible spirit?
Can I just go with that? What Dark Corners UK said there is, aren't misguided or angry spirits sometimes mistaken for demons? Yes, I would say probably 99.999999% of the time, if not 100% of the time. The chances of, if demons exist, because I will say if demons, because it's just a label, it's just a word it's just a describing, you know,
what they are.
Yeah, it's if demons exist, they've probably got better things to do, I would imagine, like poking pitchforks in the asses of the undead or something.
I could do that to a few of my exes, like
in the pit of fire and sulfur for all eternity. You know, I think that's what they get up to. But absolutely, I think more often than not, that is exactly what's going on. And I also think that when a lot of people get scratched, pulled, poked, prodded, or the clothes get moved around on investigations, it's not necessarily a negative energy. It's just, it might be a young child spirit energy trying to get your attention, or any energy trying to get your attention. It can be difficult manipulating the environment. If you have any kind of theory about how you might think spirit box works, or how spirits interact with physical objects, you know, they are not physical, but they are trying to interact within the physical world. So, you know, I think a lot of the time it's not fully understanding at their level how to manipulate physical objects within the natural environment.
And they mess about with stuff. Like, I had a problem here. I'm not afraid to say, my partner took his life 10 years ago, 11 years ago, maybe now. And I know his energy was here because everything was getting blown up, fire alarms, trying to get my attention, changed it to another new fire alarm, still went off. So thought it was faulty, got them back out here again, housing, put in heat ones for me. Still done it to communicate with me. The loft hatch, when my husband, we'd have an argument. I said to my husband, if I was you, I wouldn't shout at me when I was first ever with him back years ago. I said, I've got my ex here. And he looked at me like I was a nut job. And like, I said, if you shout, the loft hatch will go down, you'll piss him off. And of course, he shouted at me in the front room, like, not bad one day, just bickering. And the loft hatch went down. He said to me, "You're messed up, you are." But yeah, he was messing about. Even when I went out with electric stuff in my hand, it was all blowing up. It got to the point when it scared me, when I actually got the, this chainsaw thing in the garden, blew it up in my hand. Oh, that was it. I got someone in to talk to him and say, look, you need to stop messing about with energy. You're blowing all the lights, you're touching everything. It was just chaos. And he got a warning because, the bloke that came out to me had been doing it a long, long time. And he said to me, I'm not going to move him over because that's like stopping someone from seeing their kids, because he's come to visit my son. And he said, if that's like stopping someone from coming in seeing their kids, I'm not doing that. But I will tell him to stop messing about. Since he came in, never had that problem again. Never had that problem. But it was haywire going off. And that, with you just saying that sometimes they do things and they're trying to manipulate things, they're trying to contact us, aren't they?
Even just to be acknowledgement that there's an energy in occupying the same energy as you are, in the same environment, because you get a lot of subconscious telekinetic manipulation, which is what a lot of people might not that you won't be somebody's first port of call for explaining why things might be happening, but it's one of the reasons we get poltergeistic activity is subconscious telekinetic manipulation. It can be.
Don't we cause that? Can't we cause that?
Yeah, you've just got to look at, a lot of the time that kind of activity is centered around prepubescent teenage girls. Usually,
oh yeah, definitely.
Usually, now then they don't know they're doing it, which is the subconscious part. They are manipulating things with the power of their subconscious mind, which is the telekinesis, and manipulation speaks for itself. That's what's going on. So sometimes it's the person who's there, sometimes it's the energy that's there, and sometimes it's a mixture of the two. So there's lots of reasons there can be poltergeistic activity within an environment. It's this demon thing, it makes me laugh so much when I think about this demon thing. Okay, because there are energies of beings that have never walked the earth. There is energies that have never contained physical form. There are gestalt entities which are made up of several different energies that become almost sentient or conscious of their own existence, and they themselves have also they've never walked the earth. Okay. But spirit energy is the continuation of the soul after death.
Yeah.
A ghost is like a recording upon an environment due to a set of circumstances down to
so it's
trauma.
playing back, isn't it? It's like residual. It's something that happened like that, running up the stairs. They did it every day for 20 years. You've just got to hear that.
And if the conditions are right and the energy is correct, that's when it'll occur. But a spirit to me is a sentient, conscious energy. It's completely different than a ghost. A spirit knows it exists, and it can interact with the environment.
Can interact. I say the way I describe it is like us but without the body in that. They're just floating around like.
Is it called something? Something plasma they call it, isn't it, or something?
Ectoplasma.
Yeah, that's it.
What's that?
Is that right?
Well, the ectoplasmic energy came out, or the belief in ectoplasm came out in the Victorian era, where they would use muslin cloth. A lot of the mediums and fake back, these dark street little, like, open some curtains and you end up in a small room and there's a lady with a large bosom and a big dress just trying to freak you out with a crystal ball, loads of tarot cards and all that kind of thing. The sheer amount of people in those days that were doing both cold and hot readings of people that were walked through the doors. And ectoplasm, it was cloth. They would try to say that ectoplasm was a mist-like energy that would form before you would see a full body apparition.
Bloody hell!
Yeah,
have you ever seen a full apparition? Because I've not. I've seen like you say.
I can't. I'm not going to say anything because you need to watch Claire's new video on the bomb stores. 1,000,000%. I've definitely seen something.
Have you, Dave? Have you seen a full apparition?
I've seen many.
You're lucky.
I've seen partial apparitions. I've seen. Maybe that'd be a discussion for another night when people have got more time.
Yeah, we'd go into that another night. I think I definitely would. But I've always I see bits and I see the fuzzy energy, like I see on a hot day when you're driving and you see it coming off the road. That's how I see spirit, or someone stood, or whatever is stood in front of me that I communicate, or something there. But I've never ever really seen anything. But I feel so much. Let's say since a child. I remember saying to my mum, there's a man in the house, 6 years old. She's like, what's going on? Stop lying. Stop making up stories like, mothers do. Told to shut up. And I kept going on saying, there's a man in the house. And she just wouldn't listen to me. And I could always feel someone watching me in the room cold. And in the end, one day we moved out of that house really, really fast. And I didn't know why, out of the blue. And then when I got to about 13, 14, my mum told me, the reason we moved out that house that time, because I was too young to sort of take things in, is because a man walked through her door and stood at the end of her bed and stared at her in blue overalls. Now, my mum was out that house like lightning. But
Katie said yeah as well, by the way. She was like, yeah.
I can't see them, but it's weird. I can feel them. And I've always wondered why. Have I never really seen them? I don't know.
Yeah, but that's weird because I'm the other way around. I've seen, but I can't feel.
Weird, isn't it?
But I get like in my shins, I get like a tingly feeling in my shins.
Oh, I get that through.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? So I get the tingly feelings, but I've seen and caught it on camera. Do you know what I mean? And that, for me, I ran out of that place, yeah. I'm not even kidding, right? And I said to Claire, I'm not going back because it's weird stuff, like, and I said, it's a bit too weird for me, like. And I said, I'm a bit skeptical, like, but that week that me and Claire and Lol spent, like, 5 days together, I believe now, definitely, like 1,000,000%. Like I do believe in it, but I've bought new gear and that as well. Since I'm trying to sort of like build my kit up a little bit more on the paranormal side. I've had another spirit board actually.
You know your best tool though, don't you? Now, you're the best tool, and I've always learned that.
Oh yeah, that's it. Like when I go home and that, I do a lot, yeah, and I do have a look here.
Like Necrophonic, I've used it. I use it in my videos. I've had a few things. I'm very skeptical of it, but I've always know I can trust myself and work with myself and feeling, and I'm confident with that. But everyone believes in different stuff. I've got a question now. I don't know if you'd answer it for me from Dark Corners UK about thoughts and shadow people, Dave, if you wouldn't mind. Because you're
Yeah,
so
j-
intelligent and I'm
no,
not.
oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. I've you know, I've watched your I watch your videos. I've been there. I lurk. You know, I've seen them since. I'll say this. Dark Corners UK thoughts on Shadow People. Seen many over the years, a lot, as in full, as in partial, and seen them gradually phase into existence and then disappear out within seconds. Sometimes they've been there for minutes, but I don't necessarily. Well, no, there's not necessarily about it. I do not believe that just because you might see an apparition that it's dark, that it means it's bad in intent or in energy. I think you can just as likely see a full body apparition appear as like a white mist or a pale mist, a grey mist. That might be negative just as much as a black one might be. So I don't think it's down to that. You know, when you hear the Shadow Man, Hat Man, and all that kind of thing going about, you know, it's very strange that a lot of these descriptions of things have been coming out since like the 1990s. Before that, there were none. The British
Really?
Institute for Psychic, yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah, Dybbuk box included, all this kind of stuff, Zozo,
Yeah,
all that
see,
type of stuff.
now I got
I-
told if I was to buy a Dybbuk box, I have to go onto the black market because
I
them
wouldn't have-
ones are real.
Do you know what happened with Dybbuk box? My husband, dopey as he is, we went to the Haunted Museum, Dybbuk box there. He's like, "Oh, shall I open it?" And he's going to. I was screaming, "No, don't, no!" But I don't know if I.
Yeah, but I've heard mixed views on him. Yeah, now
Are they
it's
real?
like,
Are they something
well,
just made up to make us think, like you said, to scare us to think?
oh, they
I
are they?
I
Cheers,
don't know.
I love you.
Yeah,
I don't know about them.
short answer, yeah, I would say so. I would say so. I would say before anybody wants to go and buy. Look, the internet and eBay is full of Dybbuk boxes where when you
Fake
look at the
ones.
back of it, it says "Made in China." Okay, yeah. Now ask the Jewish sector about the Dybbuk boxes, right?
Mm.
Ask the people who know the Dybbuk box, singular
Oh.
as well. By the way, not plural, singular.
Apparently,
Okay.
the real ones are on the dark web. My husband just said.
Yeah, that's what I said before, wasn't it? Right now, apparently the ones on the dark web are like the real ones, but the ones that you get on like eBay or Amazon, apparently they're not that great. But apparently the ones on the dark web are real dark.
Right now, put it this way,
Apparently,
right? Yeah, there you go. Now, if I was to say, right, I've got a beam here, given the date, you know, and I don't want him to be disrespectful. I can say I've got a chunk of metal here, right? This is from the World Trade Center. This is part of one of the beams from the World Trade Center that I managed to get. Do you want to buy it? And I can sell that on eBay, and people think, "Oh, that's weird." That, you know, and other people might think, "Nah, he's full of shit." Right? But if I was to say, "Look, I have got a piece of the World Trade Center, but I can't list it on the normal internet because it's so bad." But you can get them on the dark web. You know what I mean? It sort of answers itself. Like I said, all people need to do is do the research. Look at the film. Right? I'm not even going to tell you the name of the film. Research it. You'll find it. There was a particular film where the Dybbuk box came
it's
into
based on a true story, wasn't it?
Came into modern paranormal literature. Yeah, there was a Dybbuk box, not Dybbuk boxes.
I think there are probably some real things out there because there's some twisted stuff out there, and I believe in all. I know people say, "Oh, they aren't true. This isn't true," but I believe in sort of witch stuff. I believe in. I go on forever. Is it shaman? All that sort of stuff. The Indian stuff. I believe in sort of a lot of that stuff, and then I could go even further and go on about hold on, my husband knows these words, I don't know them. What's the name of that drug, the one about people when they leave the body, you know? I don't know the name of it.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, there was a lot of them.
So what, and then I could take us further and go, right, so why is these people, when they take this certain drug, getting all these visions? And that's another talk, that is.
Yeah, well, yeah, because of the part of the brain that it affects.
It's crazy.
The prefrontal cortex.
Yeah. It is weird what people come back explaining and saying happened.
Well, like soon, yeah, I'm gonna start doing my live streams back, but on a Wednesday night, I'm gonna be doing talks on the paranormal. So if you're ever free, and you want to come and talk, Dave, then you're more than welcome. Do you know what I mean? To pop on for 20 minutes if you're
Yeah,
free,
sure.
like.
You put the link on, don't you? You post it.
Oh yeah, I'll just send it to you. Do you know what I mean? If you need it on email or something,
If you
just let me
can,
know and I'll send it
if you
over.
could
Do you
cope,
know what I mean, Joey?
if you could cope with us, lot.
No, I don't
Oh
worry
yeah.
about that. I don't worry about that.
Oh, my live streams are mental, like they literally are, you know. But
Oh,
obviously, like you'll be new on there as well. You know, you don't have to show yourself if you don't want to. I don't mind that. I've seen you. Do you know what I mean? So I know you're all right. Do you know what I mean?
what's
So
that? He's just wrote there. Dark corner. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on.
Peyote.
Yeah, what's that?
the American Indians take peyote to talk.
What's that? Is that?
It's like it's almost like a bread thing, isn't it? It's like it's
Never heard that.
I can't explain it. It's like a
mush,
really
mush to take.
Yeah.
Made from a plant. Like
That's it.
almost like a sort of cactus. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like it's a weird texture on it, like a really weird texture.
We could do the same things over here in the UK by taking muscarine or psilocybin or like lysergic acid diethylamide and
Never
stuff
heard
like
of these.
that.
No, it's not.
All I know is that in the witch, I read some stuff about her.
Well, I had
witches
it was different for me when I was sort of like, put it this way, there was a lot of women that was around when I was raised. I was sort of born into a coven. It was,
Yeah.
you know, my mother and my grandmother, and so
Right.
it's none of it's strange or alien to me, if you excuse the terminology.
No. I've always believed, because everyone says to me that meets me or don't know me, even though I'm a bit weird and wonderful, they always say, "Oh, you're a witch." I might be. I believe, because one time my son was getting bullying, and a lad really hurt him outside the front of my house, and I came in the door. My husband sat on the floor, he can vouch for this, and I said, "Oh, I hope he breaks all his arms and legs." Now, I'm not normally that type of person, yeah. And then the next year we saw him, didn't we, walking around with broken arms, legs, didn't we, Lol? It was like on crutches with his arms up here and everything, and I'm like, whoa. My husband said to me, "You're a witch, you put a bloody thing on him," and I went, wow. I said, it was strange, I must admit. So I am careful what I say now, because I think it will come back on me, and I believe in sort of a few of the witch things. I believe in what you put out, it will come back, and I tell my husband off all the time when he says things that he shouldn't. Quite you know, one of them people, if you put it out there, it will come back on you. I believe in karma.
If you want.
I believe,
Oh yeah, beyond a shadow of a doubt,
I believe in a bit of magic. I believe in there's something there. I don't know what.
Oh, Claire, I'm so glad that you just said that. I knew there was between us all along.
Oh, he can't help himself, can he?
Why
Wow.
should he? He's
No,
enjoying
well,
himself, you know.
This is it. A bit too much, right? I think I need to go to the toilet or something.
Yeah, a bit too much.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, but yeah, I believe. Do you believe in that sort of stuff? Do you believe in what
Is
you
it
put out there
black
will
magic,
happen?
they say?
Like, I believe in it.
Do I believe in what? Sorry.
Say you wish something on somebody bad enough and fought it, like a bit like voodoo. I've got a voodoo doll up on my thingy up here. Voodoo Mary, another thing made me. I've got it up there. I believe in that sort of stuff. I believe in rituals. I believe they're powerful. That's the way I am.
Well,
I was around a lot of let me carry on a minute. I was around, because I forget what I'm saying. I was around when I was younger, like my cousin's a white witch. A lot of people in the Isle of Wight, where I'm from, were white witches. I was brought up around a lot of elders that were white witches. And I remember when I was young, I lived on my own at 15. One walked in my room when I lived in a rented room. I used to go out with them. They used to look after me, draw the pentagon or the witch thing, and told me I'm always going to be protective. Now, from that day onwards, things have happened to me quite bad, but I've always come out all right. And I've always thought, is it because they've done that? You know, I believe in it. I believe in it. There's something out there.
Yeah.
Do you believe in that, Dave?
You're asking the wrong man, considering the upbringing I had. And
I
I'm
don't
not,
know.
like I said, I'm not willing to I'm not willing to
No.
discuss openly the particular paths or
Oh, okay.
teachings that I've been exposed to.
Oh no, I wouldn't expect that. But like, I believe, like when I said to break, I hope you break your arms and legs. That boy then walked around for a year, an arm and legs bandaged up, and I'm thinking, what's going on? It worried me, and even my husband actually pointed out, didn't you, Lol? And said that you've done something to that boy, and I'm like, whew, you know. So it just, you know, people say, don't mess with that person, they put this on you or put that on you, but I believe in it all. So
It's crazy, isn't it?
it's one of, I'm very cautious of what I say now or what I thing on people, because I do believe it. So
It is. It's mental stuff, like,
always
because
followed it.
in fact, I think it was earlier last year. It must have been like January, February, March, somewhere like that last year. Someone give me a voodoo doll, and I left it in my mate's Claire's car, and she said loads of weird stuff was happening and that, and do you know what I mean? And like her car was locking all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Her lights would just flick off. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what I mean? It was like just loads of mad stuff, and then soon she got rid of it, everything just went back to normal.
Yeah.
A true voodoo doll is called an effigy.
I've got one. Let me show you it.
And an effigy, it needs to be a personal thing about the person you intend harm or goodness to be felt.
Yeah, I know that.
So you need something of theirs. You need something, even if it's one of the hairs, it can be a hair, it can be a fingernail, it can be a little piece of clothing. It can be something that used to belong to them, but it's individual. I've got a voodoo doll, and I can attack anybody with this particular voodoo. It shows how little people know about.
I've got mine. You know. I don't know much about it. I got it from Voodoo Mary from America. She made mine. I've got one on my front door. I use mine as protection in my house. Like you said earlier about people's beliefs and what you believe. I believe they protect me, and they're in my house, and they've been here, I think, a couple of years now. But obviously, I haven't put no one's hair in them. But they're there. But, no, there's a cushion up there. Sorry, he's doing daddy daycare down there. Look, can you see him?
No, I've got the twins.
So, would you say, have you ever seen that woman on YouTube, Voodoo Mary from New Orleans, Dave?
I know who she is. Yeah.
Yeah, but she came out. Yeah. I don't know much about that stuff, but at that time when I was at that place, I ended up getting it. Ended up coming away with two of them, and they've been here since. And
yeah, I collect all sorts of stuff when it comes to the paranormal. It's ridiculous, especially tech equipment. I've got I've got thousands and thousands of pounds worth of it. It's ridiculous. I think EMF meters alone, I'm on nearly 66, maybe 62 EMF meters, and that's just ridiculous. You know, so it's not even buying them because I need equipment now. It's just getting them for the sake of getting them.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, what's happened?
You put it on single.
Yeah, my daughter rang me. I had to put it on. How do I get it off this layout?
I think you've put it on. There you go. Yeah, so basically, like now, I want to get myself a spirit box. I've had one made for me, but I never get anything through with it. And I mean, nothing.
You have to, like, what I find with equipment and stuff like that, you just need to be patient. And
yeah, I've been out with it about 30 times for about an hour each time. Different locations, nothing. And I mean, literally nothing. I don't even know. It's like I put it away, didn't I, with all my paranormal stuff. My spirit box. I can't even remember what it was, but basically I had it made for me.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, so a lot of my stuff's been, do you know what I mean, made for me, like my IR light and, you know, things like that. But it's like now I just getting sick and tired of just having everything, not cheap, but Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, where I just want to get some like decent equipment, like I've got, you know, for my Urbex stuff, you know, where I've paid like 500 quid for a camera. You know, I've had a pocket donated to me. Do you know what I mean? You know, I've got lenses after lenses. Do you know what I mean? You know, where like the more that I'm using my equipment, the more I want to get better stuff with it.
I've been doing it years, yeah. I don't have a lot of equipment. I don't have a lot of money. And I've used what I can. And I've even used different things. But normally like working with my board, and people don't like me for it, but it's the way I am and what I've done, and I can't change that.
The thing is, we've had some really good stuff, right? Now, what actually turned me from being a skeptic into like a full-blown believer was that we were in this old, like Gothic-y style hotel, and there was just my finger on the board, on the glass, and that thing shot across the table on my own.
I've never seen that in 10 years. It levitated up. It was a small glass. I've done spirit boards for a long, long time, and I probably
it was crazy.
I probably have got a lot to learn about them. I probably do put myself at risk, but I always believe, I've always been told when I've used boards, I've always been told never be scared of spirits. And no matter what you get attacked by, never be scared of it. And I've always worked in that way. And sometimes I do get scared and want to run out, but I believe that when I work with the spirits and the board, it did that. Some people get scared and run. I'm like, no, you're not, you're staying here, and I work with it. And some people say I'm crazy, I'm stupid, you know, I get all the insults, but yeah. I've learned to work like that. I've done it, and so far I'm still here. So, you know. But
when you, well, no, I'll say it. When you are in the paranormal, when you have a belief system in spirit or anything like that, and you put yourself on a social media platform, you're putting yourself in a very toxic environment.
I know.
Now, I know that's rich coming from somebody who's on a YouTube channel, but YouTube and all the other social media platforms are just toxic. When there isn't a paranormal community. It's a word that everybody throws about, but there isn't any of that, because the next person can't wait to stab you in the back. There's just so much of that going on, which is why I don't put a lot of paranormal stuff on. I do my live streams. I might do the odd post about historical things, but you know, that's it. I'm pretty much done with it.
Because of the way people are quick to comment or say you're doing it wrong or doing it right, and I fall out with a lot of people.
Yeah, but what is right? What is wrong?
There is no right.
Define that, because I tell you what, right? I couldn't tell you what's right and wrong. I go and do what I do, right? I record it. I go home, right? I put all my stuff together. I don't really edit my stuff, right? I just link it all together, throw a bit of music in here, there, and everywhere, and then I download it, and then I upload it then to YouTube. Right now, on my, you know, when I start, I've done a few paranormal videos. Last year, I think I only did about 3 or 4, but I literally went out of my way to go and do the paranormal stuff. And you know what? The first one I did, which was on New Year's Eve. Right, I went to school in Stoke-on-Trent, and I tell you what, it was probably one of the most active places I've ever been, even to this day. And I couldn't believe it. I was getting all the cat balls lighting up. We had literally everything, you name it, it was happening. Like, the floor was moving. It was just really weird stuff, like.
Yeah, so what do you feel, going back to Dave, what do you think about spirit boards and protection? Can I ask you that question? Are you able to answer?
For me, a spirit board is a medium to aid communication, like anything else. It's a piece of equipment. That's all it is to me, and that's the way that I look at it. I treat it with the same respect.
Yes.
I treat the session with the same respect that I would as if it were cards, if it was a black mirror, if I was doing water ITC, if I was doing smoke ITC. Look. If you get an audio recorder and you shout out to try and capture an EVP, or if you use a spirit box to capture something coming from the spirit box, you are doing exactly the same thing that you are when you use a spirit board or a Ouija board. It's exactly the same. You try to make contact. End of.
That's why I argue with a lot of people, because they say, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing a spirit board," but for the minute you step in a room, start calling out, you're opening up.
If you were speaking to somebody on the street, imagine, you know, take the spirit board away, the Ouija board. It's a spirit board, but whatever people want to call them, and you exactly you do. I'll come to that in a sec. That comment, Gary.
Yeah.
And you walk up to somebody in the street, and you're disrespectful. They're not going to like it. And
Right.
if you're midway through a conversation and then you just walk off away from that person without saying goodbye or anything, that person's going to be pretty miffed in the real world, right? Well, it's the same with the spirit board. If you're disrespectful when you're using a
won't be
Ouija board, a spirit board, if you're being disrespectful, if you're not doing it correctly, then, you know, the chances of something negative happening, even psychologically, are massively multiplied. You are opening yourself up to bad things happening, whatever you're using.
I have contacted Nottingham Galleries of Justice, took the table outside. It was a paid one. Got about 3 spirits through that weren't very nice. And I did ask questions and I got my answers of what happened there and what they did. And they answered them and they all went, and I was polite. But some people were like, well, you shouldn't be doing that. Now I've done it. I know I shouldn't do it. But what you just said, I've always been respectful. I've got some really nasty ones that have called me names I didn't even understand, and names from the Victorian times, weird stuff. I've always kept my calm, and I've never been disrespectful. And I've even shouted at my husband a few times because I just don't allow any of it on the board, because I know, like you just said, if you're disrespectful and you're going to piss them off, they are more likely to come with you or unfinished business and stuff like that. But so far,
Well, remember, right, that time that you were up here the other week, yeah? Do you remember we got the same name through at 8 total different locations?
it followed us around probably.
But that was crazy, and literally we were like all over the country, right? And it was like, I'd never seen that before, like, ever. Do you know what I mean? And that was over a few days, do you know what I mean? And that was...
Yeah, it does.
It struck me a little bit, yeah, but it was a bit weird.
Gary's just made a point, and it is true, about the energy.
Only if you let them use your energy, because
I feel them come up to me and take my
fundamentally
energy.
the key word there is let. Now, I don't let anything do anything. If I'm doing a session, I control the session, and that's the key part of it. It's controlling the session. Guiding the session how you want it to go, open the session correctly and close the session correctly. And as far as physical contact goes, you don't have to be actually touching anything for anything to happen.
So I maybe need to learn to control that more. I'd probably talk to you about that another time off thingy.
I couldn't comment on that, Claire, because I'm not the type of person who would say you're doing something right or you're doing something wrong, because I'm not stuck up my own arse like that.
But it's true about what you said though, and I do know about the energy bit. I shouldn't let them do it, and I know that, but sometimes they haven't got enough energy, and I've worked like it a long time, but I do know, like I said earlier, it drains you and it can cause other things, and I have to be careful. I'm aware of that, and people do call me stupid, but it's what I've done. But I do, you know, I'm still learning. 10 years still doing it, still learning, just changing things slightly, and you know, it can make a lot of difference. Because I think as you go along and you meet new people,
I'll say this, Gary. Right, I've been involved in a session, where a planchette's moved and spelled out a name, and none of us have touched it.
I've not seen it.
It hasn't used our physical contact. It hasn't used our body to do it. It's about the energy. It's the energy within the environment and the manipulation of it. So. Personally, no. I think if you're going to do something wrong, you're going to do it wrong no matter what.
Yeah.
And by wrong, I mean with the incorrect intent, not the rules wrong, because there isn't any rules within the paranormal. There isn't any set. It's not an absolute science. So, you know, there isn't wrongs and rights. Just doing it with the wrong kind of intent.
I agree. That's what I agree with, and that's why. When I you know, where I do urban and do exploring, I find that I've not fitted in with, like you said, the paranormal community, because I do urban and I'm this and I'm that, and I
Yeah, but like I like to be honest, I'm pretty well known, right, in the Urbex community, right? But
and he's bought one.
I'm not happy about being well known. I don't want to be well known. Do you know what I mean? I go and do my own things when I want, and I do what I want. My mum don't tell me what to do, so no one else has got half the battle, right, of telling me what to do, right? My missus, right, she says, "Oh, you're always out exploring. No, you never spend time with me. Piss off. That's paying my wage."
See,
I said, I've got to go out. I've got to get the footage. Do you know what I mean? I've got to go and do this. But
I'm not earning off YouTube. I do this like at the minute. I'm building
yeah,
my.
but you're only 8 subscribers away now, though.
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's took 2 years, but I love
You did the watch
learning
hours
and
too.
love meeting people. Like when I come across your channel, Dave, it was. I thought, whoa, this stuff. You know, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Some of it. I thought, well, why haven't I found this before? It's like.
Yeah, but I didn't know about it until you sent me a link for it, and I wouldn't have had a clue.
Where have I been?
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that's it.
thinking. Where have I been?
It was crazy.
You see, I pay attention to what people say and do, and as I'm reading the side chat now, you see people's questions and comments tell me a lot. Like I said, it's university to do psychology. I also studied nonverbal communication as well, so I
Okay.
read body language. And there's an example there.
Oh, now.
I've been watching Gary's comments and some others in, and it's not like your side chat is full of people who are behind the door. I mean,
Yeah.
going off what I've watching Gary's comments, he's got an idea what he's talking about by
Yeah,
the
he does.
types of questions that he poses. He's obviously not an idiot. He knows what he's talking about. And there's a lot of people that are in the side chat that are doing that. I can see that. So your community, your group of people that you've got are not only supportive of you, but they've got an understanding and a genuine interest in what you're doing, which is excellent.
I can take criticism, and I will, fall out with people and argue it and make up. And I'm quite an easygoing person. Me, if someone don't like something, I let them tell me, but I will have a debate over it and then agree to disagree or not agree at all. But I've had a few horrible comments, but I've had.
Oh, we've all had them all along the way.
Yeah, I've had
Don't worry.
good people, but I do like people to put their thing over sometimes because I'm learning. It's the only way I'm ever going to learn.
The way I see it, right, is that, like, if say 10 people come back to me with 10 different things, yeah, those 10 different things, or even say 5 out of the 10, right, I might not have even thought of.
Exactly.
Right, and then I have to go away then, right, and actually go, oh, well, such and such said that, such and such said that. So I have to write it all down, and then I have to Google it, and then I have to see what they're on about, because if they've seen something I've not, and then so I love constructive criticism, and I love it because it's just the way it is.
That comments on my videos, that watches them, and he's always giving me advice what to do, and I've learnt from that because I edit on a phone. I'm not a bloody professional, but I try and make my videos different, a bit watchable, a bit of music.
Nope. Not going
a bit uplifting, a bit, I'm a bit different. I like to be different.
Nope, because you're asleep.
So,
wake her up, yeah, I'm going to be really pissed off with you.
Oh, what's going on?
Well, you can go to the shop, but I'm not giving you money. I just told you
Sorry, carry on, Dave. I muted him a minute.
Okay, yeah, it's okay. I would say, you made a comment before, and I will comment back on it. You said I was intelligent, right? And that's nice of you to say that. I appreciate that. And I've got certain levels of education, but I'll countenance that by saying this. Okay, yeah, I am intelligent, and do you know why I'm intelligent? It's not because I'm clever, and it's not because I'm smart. It's because I am willing to listen and learn from every single person around me. I am willing to learn. I'm no expert, and I'm no better than anybody else on the panel and better than anybody else in the side chat. I am not. I'm just the same as everybody else. I'm willing to learn off every single person that's here. And on top of that, you're born with 2 ears and only 1 mouth. So you should listen twice as much as you talk.
True. I learn. I'm like I've said to you, I'm constantly learning. Constantly. It's like going. That's how I am. And like paranormal and all different things I'm learning about. I take bits in here, bits in there. And I just think like like I am actually being honest. When I come over to your channel and heard some of the stuff, I'm thinking, where have I been? It did shock me a bit. Like, wake up, Claire. Where have you been? You've been stuck in this bit here too long now. You need to move away and start learning other things. It's sort of, it did. Where have I been? I do actually think that.
Every single person that's here now has got the potential to teach me something, to teach you something, to teach Taffy something, as we have to them. All of us can learn from one another, and that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, but this is what it should be all about anyway. So,
Northerner, eh?
Just wake him up.
I'm a Northerner too. I'm sort of a plastic Northerner though, me, Gary. I'm in Manchester. So do I count as a Northerner, really?
Yes, you can.
Well, you're not any souther than Claire, are you?
No.
I'm just me, and I find it. How do I put this? I don't get along with a lot of people because I am so sort of different.
Weird, yeah.
I'm not weird. See, my husband calls me weird.
He's weird.
Like Marmite. I'm like that.
That's it.
I love Marmite.
Clearly not.
No, did you hear that?
You
No,
weirdo.
I think YouTube helps people learn things, and if you've got the right community and the right people around you, it's all right. But if you get them, like I do get horrible ones going, and you just got to learn. I know it's hard, and I've had to learn it to ignore it, but I'm so sensitive sometimes. It's just
look after one another. Give the right people a blue wrench and trust your mods.
That's it.
And just get on with doing your own thing and don't let it bother you.
That's
because
what I do.
Nobody's out there can dictate to you whether you're doing it right or you're doing it wrong. Do it for you and do it because you want to, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm going to say, in a minute, I'm going to be going out, so I'm going to shut this off. I didn't even expect to come on here.
Where are you going then?
We're going to go out in a minute.
Okay. No, it's too late. It's going to rain.
We've got to go to Oxford.
Yeah, not in a minute. Not for ages.
Yeah.
Lol.
Do you not ever listen? And then you're going for food afterwards. You never listen.
Yeah.
You'll get used to it. He's gone. He's if anyone has his channel, it's Oxford's Finest Explorer, but he does time capsule houses. He does a bit of the paranormal with me to help me out, if you've seen my husband, but he's
cool.
He's doesn't really interact with anyone, do you? No one sees him. No one sees him. He doesn't come on no social media.
Find all the places you go, yeah.
And there we go. He said he finds all the places I go because he's got a big head.
There you go.
Yeah, it's that fat head, right? It's like a spot. It just needs popping.
It's hard work, honestly.
Honestly, right? I've never wanted to kill anybody, right? But Law was definitely my first victim if I'm ever going to kill anyone. Jesus Christ, honestly. And I hope he comes back and haunts me for it.
Careful what you wish for, you know.
Yeah, don't wish for
I think after the third day, right, I was like, are you going home tomorrow? No, Friday. Right, okay. And I think on the fourth day, on the Thursday, I was just like, lol, you're doing my pissing headed, like, I'm going. I ended up walking off from him. Oh, he's so hard work. He made me look easier, and I'm very hard work. And I know I'm hard work.
The amount of editing I've had to do in my video, like in the thingy, when he's saying stuff, I've had to like edit it out because it's so bad. Like, he got scared. You would actually laugh in this video. I should leave it all in there, actually, because we heard, like...
I think you should, because then it'll show you that scary guy, is actually a little girl in the making. Yeah. You just have to blank it out.
All it is, he doesn't believe certain things when it does paranormal. And I started calling out, and he's a big boy here, or I'm brave. And then there was like a growl in there, and that was it. He was running off, and I'm like, you stay there and don't move. We're not going nowhere. And he's trying to...
I walked round that place, that you're on about, and I walked round it with no torch, but that's because I know where all the holes are, and I knew where, do you know what I mean, where everything was. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously I'd been there so many times over about 15 years.
Have you heard of that, Dave? The bomb stalls, they're like...
World War II bomb store, in North Wales.
Yeah,
it was in there.
Weird stuff. not all right stuff in there. Some weird things in there, and I'm like, shouldn't have even. I did run out of there in the end. Actually, I turned around and I was telling him, "Stop! You're going nowhere." And then put my stuff down. Then we got another scream. That was it. I picked my stuff up. They started running off. I'm like, "Hey, all my stuff's here." I'm like grabbing it all and trying.
No, yeah, I bolted off you, but that wasn't my first time. The last time I was there, I got something that literally come out of the wall.
How long you been doing it, Safi?
What, paranormal?
Yeah, man.
On and off for about 2 years.
Oh, okay, cool.
So like
It's
it's
new.
very, very fresh for me.
Mhm.
But until I actually started going back out with Claire and her husband, because they're about 3 and a bit hours away from me, you see, they're like
I'm
proper
upset.
down south.
Yeah.
So obviously, like every time we meet up, I do try and do a lot more paranormal. But I have had a message saying I'm going out tomorrow night. So I'm hoping that I can hit up a couple of locations tomorrow night, with obviously exploring with Brady. So obviously I've been to these places, but I've never done paranormal there.
Mm-hmm.
So one's an abandoned graveyard that I'm thinking of, and there's a tower that I want to check out. I have obviously, like, I've shown Claire that a couple of these places,
I'm gonna
but
come up and do some more stuff, but at the minute I'm, as I said at the beginning of this video,
well, you just need to, like, your nuts, right, are on your chest, right, because they're so big, right? You need to just tell Lol, just say, I am taking your car whether you like it or not, because I'm off to go and see that lovely Taffy, and I'm going to go and spend the night with Taffy. That's all you have to say. Job's a good one.
he said, "Have me."
I don't mind. There's good rates to be had.
I don't know how I put up with this.
Let's have a night of peace.
You should have heard it, Dave. When we were away, I had to put up with
Oh.
it constantly between the two of them having a go about me.
Yeah, you loved it.
Of course you
In the
did.
end, I just thought, do you know what? I'm not going to
She
win.
thought, right, it was the husband touching her boob, but it was me. It was well funny.
I
She was like,
angry actually.
she was just like this, went, I just give up now. I give up.
Yeah.
I literally give up.
The first paranormal investigation where you truly believed in orbs, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Oh yeah, there was definitely some orbs flying around.
Gone for it.
Where?
Makira.
Don't be horrible. From here.
Why?
My daughter's on there, Makira. She's laughing.
Yeah,
Taffy.
before it was. I did say hello to her before.
But no, what it is, these two.
Don't worry, I'll be.
You're both as bad as each other. You don't stop.
That's it.
You tormented me so badly. It was. I'm surprised I'm not damaged. But I managed.
No, you were squelching.
When I'm recording, I'm like, can you two shut the fuck up? I'm like, I'm trying to do stuff, and you two won't stop. I was getting so angry.
Makira, I just want you to know this is what the future stepdad looks like. Just saying.
Did you hear what he just said? You heard my husband, what he just said. Thank fuck for that. You shouldn't be saying that.
That's all right. I don't mind, honestly. Lol, I will always love you, and you'll always be my right hand man. But there's no tag team in my wife. That's not happening.
But Dave, you've heard about the bomb stalls, then?
Yeah.
Have you ever been down them?
No, I haven't been there myself. No. I've been to a lot of the big ones in the UK.
What have you been
actually.
to?
Which ones?
Which ones?
Jeez.
I know you're like me, about 100. Can't remember them all.
Yeah, quite a few. Yeah, Edinburgh Vaults, Derby Jail, Jamaica Inn, the Ancient Ram Inn. I've been to the Hellfire Caves.
Ancient Ram, Hellfire Caves. Weird.
Oh, a lot.
I must have done. I wonder if you always gone private or with a team.
I used to help run an events company, but that's a subject for another time, maybe.
Maybe I could have even met you. You never know.
You could have done.
I could have met you because I've done.
A lot of my investigations are residentials over the years. In ufology, I was involved in a research network that was an international research network. It was the Aerial Phenomenon Research and Information Exchange, and we sort of worked with some of the big groups all around the world in ufology. So I sort of like got I was more into ufology for 5 years. I went off that. I started off with it, you know, investigating ghosts. I was a ghost hunter. I hate that, but I was a ghost
I say
hunter.
it, but I'm
and
not. I'm like
I'm a
don't
paranormal
know if they're
investigator and
ghosts.
researcher, is what I am. That's what I am.
paranormal researcher.
Yeah, paranormal researcher and investigator. Went off into doing that for a little bit and stuff. But I've been really lucky, really. But I sort of like with a couple of trusted people, and I work with other people and other groups. I have sort of got a team, and there's like when all of us are together, there's probably about 13 of us.
Wow,
but
that's
I
quite
don't
big.
I don't
That's
push
That's
that.
a big group, yeah.
I
had
don't
a
push
big
that. I
group,
don't push
but-
that online,
But
and
not
because
no
I'm not
more.
interested.
See,
I want,
the
it
most
all, I want it all to be about me. I don't want other people getting the limelight. Me.
No,
That's a
I
joke.
want you to be
That's a
me.
joke. It's a
Very good.
joke.
Everyone's enjoying it. What you say?
No, I'm joking.
I know what
See,
you mean.
the thing is, right? If I ever thought that someone was in the wrong, not that like I go against people, but you know, I'm very quick to say, "Hang on a second, that's not right." Do you know what I mean? I
Well-
question it quite a lot, but there's some things that I can't even question because I don't have a clue what's going on. Like, do you know what I mean? So.
I do,
It's
I know.
like this little talk that we've had now for quite a while now has been absolutely amazing. Like, do you know what I mean? So
Didn't even think I was
I
going to.
wasn't expecting to learn so much. It feels like I've gone on an intense course. Like, do you know what I mean? I've got a headache now. I think I need to go to sleep for half an hour. Like,
Yeah, I can barely get past the fact people are willing to listen to me waffle on, quite frankly,
No,
because I
but
find
I
it.
think it's. I was quite fascinated. I can't.
oh, it's amazing. Same time tomorrow.
And like you, it was
I'd
like
definitely love to chat.
I couldn't take it all, and I was thinking, where have I been? Why
I'd
am I?
love to chat again. I'd love to chat again. But
Well,
you know,
What's that noise out there?
every single person who's in a team, if anybody's got a team out there who might be watching it, if you've got a team of people who go out investigating, every single person is just as important as the next. Every single one
Of
of you.
course they are. No one is any better than the next person, and that's it. You know, it's like in the urbex community. I don't know if it's the same in the paranormal side, but
Urbex can be just as nasty, but
it's very, very, very sour. And what you find is that like there's a lot. I'll mention 28 Days Later. You know, they're just into
Oh, dear.
photography.
I
They
know
don't
exactly
like
that, yeah.
YouTubers. They don't like this. They don't like that. But they all think they're all better than everyone else. And the same with other people, individuals saying that they're all the same. You know, I'm better than you. You know, I go to these places. You know, and I've done them first. I was the very first person to
Oh.
find this house, right? But what they need to understand, right, before they hit their 50,000 or 150,000 subscribers, they've got to realise that when they started coming with me, they only had 50 subscribers or 300 subscribers, right? Just because I'm only on 3,000 subscribers,
yeah, it's quite
doesn't
nasty.
mean it doesn't mean I'm no
different.
less than what they are. It just means that, all right, I just haven't found that one place that I've got my first 1 million views on. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't mean that I'm not any better than anyone else, you know?
I think in the urbex community especially, but I found a lot of urbex people now doing paranormal, mixing it over. Last year, a lot of people were moving over to paranormal, and before urbex, when I came in, a lot of people got funny with it and like, why are you doing that? But now, because people's views are dropping, they're throwing in the paranormal to put the views up. Now, I've not got a lot of, I think I'm off a few, I don't even know how many subscribers I've got now. I went a few up because of Barry. But, you know, I've not got a lot of subscribers. I put my stuff out there and I do my best. And you shouldn't get looked down on because you haven't got a lot of subscribers. Because I tell you what, them people were where we were once. They were down there too.
Well,
and that's why I don't judge no one no different. And for people to look down is just like, or I don't want to be seen with you in your video because you've got less subscribers. And I know there's a few of them ones out there too. You know, it's just the ego going to their head. You know, I don't agree with it.
Gary W, mate, you're funny, mate. You've been subscribed to me for too long. But do you know what, mate? you've seen my emotional roller coaster, mate, and a lot of my subscribers that have been there from like day one, you know, it's never been about how many subscribers I've got, but it's always been about my subscribers. Yeah. I'm not bothered if I had 50 or if I had 500 or even 5,000, right? But I set myself a realistic goal of 350 subscribers when I first started. And that was my little aim that I wanted to hit, and I would be very proud of myself for hitting it. 2 years later, I hit 350, and I thought, I wonder if I can get to 500. And then it, you know, creeped up, you know, 4 months later or 5 months later, you know, I hit the 500. So, and then that was it. I just keep giving myself realistic goals now. You know,
think YouTube, though, with everybody, it's competitive, but I think YouTube chooses who it wants to go up and down. No matter what you do, I think YouTube chooses, and it's weird.
where are you going?
Dave, do you agree with any of that?
Yeah, I would say I'd say this, me. I don't care how many subscribers somebody's got. If you're an arsehole, you're an arsehole. If you're a decent person, you're a decent person, and that's all I'm bothered about. I don't care if you've got 3 subscribers. I will talk to you, and I won't talk down to you. I just won't talk down to you. I'm not interested in that.
Or help somebody.
No.
You know, I'm willing to help anybody that needs help, or where I began. I'm not like, because now I've got over subscribers. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers start at the bottom and then go to their head and then turn into different people. I've seen that too. And I think, why does it change people? Why?
I'll say this: the worst thing that you can do with people is judge them on how many subscribers they've got, and because I can hold my own on any panel. You get me on any panel about the paranormal, and I will hold my own. I don't. It doesn't matter. Subscribers mean nothing.
Yeah.
I'd rather have 10 good subscribers who are decent people who interacted with me than thousands and thousands and thousands. I'd rather have a small channel with good people.
I'm trying to get up.
By far.
The only reason I'm trying to get to the 1,000 is because I want to be able to post on that wall that everyone puts their thing on, and that's the only thing I want to do it for. Not because I'm going to
your community,
the community.
Yeah, your community.
I can't even get into that, but I'm lucky. I've had a lot of good people behind me. I've always been really lucky, and it's been slow, and I've not really bothered. And I put a lot of work into my videos because I enjoy what I do, and I do. I love it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. People say, "Why do you do it?" And I'm like, I think, you know, like I said to you, my videos are not like everyone else's. They'd be really like completely so creepy. I've put music in and all sorts and do what I want, and people like probably think I'm nuts, but I actually don't care. So I just carry on doing it.
Somebody said in the side chat earlier, I forget who it was, so you'll have to excuse me, whoever it was, but somebody said just keep being you, or just do you, whatever. But words to that effect, and that's all anybody should have to do. You had nothing to prove to anybody. Do what you want to do.
Be what you want. Don't change anything.
Claire, I'm no different, am I, right, off screen than what I am on camera, am I?
No, and nor am I. I'm
not it.
I get anxiety. I suffer anxiety. People don't see that on here, but I have got really bad anxiety, and I've always been like that.
I am completely different than I am on here in real life, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'm actually a blonde-haired Swedish woman.
Oh, nice. Make sure you send me some pictures, mate, because that is definitely going in the bank.
Taffy, you'll definitely be meeting you then.
Claire, me and you will rub one out together.
Yeah, I'm sure, brother. Don't you worry about that. I'm sure we've got material we could swap.
Oh, dear.
Oh, mate, definitely, mate. You should see my missus, mate. I don't mind sending pictures out, like.
It'll be known as being twisted now as well.
That's it. Yeah. We're all brothers in this room.
You've got to have fun, and you've got to be able to get on with the people.
Oh, definitely, you know.
People you're around, like I said, it can be a toxic environment.
Well, like, I only go out with people that I completely trust. And it doesn't matter what trust that is, but if it's like, if I get in trouble with the police, say I've done something that I shouldn't have, you know, I trust them that they're not going to grass me up. Or say now that something happens, I know that I trust them that they're going to help me out of that situation. Or, you know, trust is just trust at the end of the day, you know. So, you know,
circle, Chaffee, like you have. I've got my
Yeah, that's it.
handful of people in here that I talk to, like even Dave, you, and I don't have many people that I pick up that are nice, and I tune into people anyway. I can read. I'm always been like that, and I'm too oversensitive. And sometimes, Taffy, I'll message you stuff. I pick up on everything, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I do read. This is why people said to me, "Oh, you're a medium. You read people," but I don't want to read people. I don't. I just don't want to do that in my life. And people have argued with me saying, "Well, you can do this, you can do that," but I've always said to them, "Look, that ain't my path. I might have a gift there. I'm not using that gift in that way. I use it in the way I want to use it, and I've always done it."
Yeah,
But-
I totally get that.
Right, look, the devil, has woken up, So I'm gonna go make her a
I'll let you
coffee.
go
and
home.
All right, brother.
Right, bud. Thank you for talking.
Yeah, thanks.
You've explained a few bits that are a little bit more clearer now. So I really appreciate it. I have put all
Anytime.
notifications and that on both of my channels. So I should receive notifications when you go live. But if not, Claire will tell me anyway. So
Yeah, no
I've
worries.
told
I
you
mean,
to put the bell thing on.
no, I've done that anyway.
You were there the other night, and that's all that matters. The fact you're even willing to do it, and the fact I've spoke to you now is enough. I expect nothing from anybody,
Good.
so anything is a bonus. So fair play to you.
Oh,
Cheers, brother.
No, thank you for coming on to the panel, because I really appreciate it. Do you know what I mean? Never mind Claire joining, and it's her channel, but I didn't even know she was live. I got a message
I
off
just
someone
thought
else
I'd go
saying that she
live.
was live, and I was like, "Oh right, okay." I thought I'd better go over and say hello,
No, I came
But
on.
yeah, so but like I said, mate, I'll try and get into your chats a little bit more and that. You seem quite sound, so
likewise as well, man, yeah.
you do explain stuff to some detail that people can't even get, like a very small percentage of what you have, So it's like Secret Vault. He goes into stuff that people are just like on another level, that people
I
are just
don't know if
absolute mind
I don't know
blown.
if Dave knows him. Do you know him, Dave, on YouTube?
I don't actually know. No, I don't.
You should definitely get onto his stuff, because he does he used to do all the crop circles, UFOs and stuff like that. So it can be ranged. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure. Do you know what I mean? If especially with the paranormal stuff, like I was explaining that I'd only go live on a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday, but because of my poor mental health, I've had to come off YouTube and all social media for the time being, because I just can't cope with it at the minute. So
it's overwhelming, doesn't it? You need to
that's
step
it.
back.
So I'm thinking of going back and doing just a Monday and a Wednesday. Monday will be about the Urbex stuff, and then obviously the Wednesday will be about the paranormal stuff, because I want to try and get into it a lot more. So so obviously, like, if there's anything for like beginners or anything like that I could look into, that'll be absolutely like fantastic. If you just drop me a message or something,
I'd be more than willing to chat to you about it and help you out, or give you any kind of information in any way that I possibly can, either via being on a stream with you, private chatting. If I can be of any help in any way.
He's on you're on Instagram, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram.
He's on every fucking social media you can think of.
To be honest, right, I was going to put my Facebook back on just so that I can give Leah my my Urbex one, because that's proper been neglected, and so many man hours have gone into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just it's so hard, to see something go to waste like that, and it's like.
Yeah.
But then I just don't think that Leah will be able to cope with all the people messaging. Do you know what I mean?
I do, yeah.
Do what feels right. What I say.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll sort something out soon, though. But I probably won't be going live anyway till at least the end of the month, because I've got an assessment at the end of the month. So I want to get my assessment done, and then sort of like check out where I am, what I'm doing and stuff like that. So I will be going live again. Do you know what I mean? But it just won't be.
You're more important than YouTube. That's all you need to know, innit? You know what I mean?
That's it. So, you know, and like if it weren't obviously for the missus, you know, I wouldn't be getting the help I've got either. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, man,
you know, I
absolutely.
appreciate all the help, even though like I've must have bitten about 50 of her heads off at least, like,
Yep.
do you know what I mean? Along the way, like, but you know, I've got stressed out with her and, you know, but it's just silly little things, but they always say you take it out on the ones that you love. Do you know what I mean? So
They do. Yeah,
it just
absolutely.
so happens to be that, you know, she's the one that I love. Do you know what I mean? So I can't fucking win on that.
Sorry.
Like, that really hurt, Frankie.
Sorry.
Just pulling my
No.
plaits out.
Half the
No,
elastic.
Pull it harder, Leah. Go on, get his own back to talking to
Oh,
you.
no, she did, Jed, putting it in. I was like,
Go
ah!
on.
I felt
Right,
like I had
hug.
both books. My skin went well tight.
Like that.
It did, yeah. Oh, honestly,
I'm
but
gonna say, definitely,
Yeah.
Dave, we got Matt
Look,
because he'd
that's
say he does
one.
a lot of the conspiracy stuff and the UFO stuff. He's into all that, isn't he? He knows all. But
Oh, yeah.
I can't even. He's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can't even get
intelligent
into
like
it.
you, and
Well, the one thing that I do really want to look into is it paganism
Yeah.
with all the ritual stuff? Because in one of my local explores near my house, there's a place called the Grotto. I don't know if you've come across that one
have you?
in
I've
North
heard-
Wales.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Been
right.
there.
So there was a full-blown sheep, rack of ribs, skull, spine. There was like maggots everywhere. There was like
What, it was a pig's
pig's
head?
heart, pig's head. It was all in there, like,
Is that
and
the
I,
one with the candles?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, see, even the missus knows, and she doesn't even remember. She didn't come with me to that one either. But I was so gobsmacked that I just like rang her when I got out of there. I was like, there was like candles lit everywhere, like, you know, and it was just like, it was just crazy. It was like, it was really, I've come across some weird stuff. In fact, I think I was with Brady that time as well.
Yeah, that place was weird.
That was
Oh.
just you and Brady. One.
Yeah, just me and Brady, yeah, I think, if I
Yeah,
remember
weird is
rightly.
good.
But like,
I
I said,
like weird. I like weird very much.
oh, I love weird. I am
I love
weird.
weird,
And to be honest,
but-
I don't really care. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and that's just the way I am.
We went there.
And you, yeah, you're weird too. All right, Jesus.
Taffy, we went there at the wrong
man.
time. My energy had completely gone. I had
Oh, we
nothing,
were
I
knackered
had
that
nothing
night.
to work with. Tuning in, I couldn't even. I just felt weird there anyway, and because I was completely run down, I shouldn't have even called out when I was. And I know I was in the wrong because my energy was down. But I thought, oh, I need to try and see if I get my last video, film a little bit here, what it's about. At least I've got a video showing what it's about. Maybe not so much paranormal, but I've shown.
Well, if you go on mine, on my Urbex with Taffy, type in Urbex with Taffy Halloween special, which was last Halloween. I got told, well, yeah, I'm not going to say it, but yeah, it was, I got some rather rude ones, like, do you know what I mean? And they got, yeah, that went a bit mental, that place, like.
Oh, there it is.
Um,
Asylum said the grave's outside. Actually, Urban Asylum, I don't know what was on the grave. What was the letters on the grave? The initials. What did they mean? What does that mean? Dave, do you know what that means? It said P-A-C, what was it?
no, P-A-X.
Pax on every grave.
Yeah, on every single one, yeah.
I've tried to Google it. I've tried to search it. I can't find.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'll have to Google it, yeah.
Pax.
Pax is Latin.
Right.
Pax means peace.
No, Riley's actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Pax is
There's our
Latin.
answer then.
It means peace. It's Latin for Pax Romanus. It was a state of when the Roman occupation went from being occupational to breeding with the Britons. So it's peace.
Wow.
It's a peace thing. Pax.
Wow, we've learnt something else now, Taffy. See, I was Googling,
Yeah.
I was looking it up. I could not find it anywhere, and it's blown me because I like to.
Yeah.
I am going to go in a minute off here, by the way. But
Yeah, well,
Yeah, no
I'm going to
worries,
disappear
I like-
anyway.
I like to look when I do my paranormal or investigation or research, whatever they call it. I like to dig in a bit and find out a bit about the play, a bit about what I've found, a bit about the words. I write down when I do my spirit boards in a book what I find, all the words and letters. Can you stop? my husband's playing up now, and now I tried to find out what.
Punch him in the teeth.
Sometimes I can't get answers. Sometimes it doesn't. I won't be able to find out what it means. But you've just answered the question there. But I tried to look something up, and there we go.
Sorry.
So thank you.
Urban Asylum also answered as well, by the way. I've just seen that
where is
Urban
he?
Asylum
Let me
said
go
the same
down
thing.
right
Yeah.
there. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I didn't see that, but thank you, Urban Asylum. Yeah, they all know it's in. I didn't, so I learnt something else again. But I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
this is
everything.
it.
I go in these
Well,
places.
yeah.
I don't know everything. I'm not a bright button. Believe
Oh
me.
yeah. Like
I learn.
I
You can shut
I
up,
don't class
laughing.
myself as an urbexer anymore. I'm a historian. I've gone up in the world.
But yeah, I think it's nice to learn stuff as you go along, and that's the best thing about it as well. You're
Oh,
learning
definitely.
all new
Yeah.
things all the time, and that's what keeps me going. That's what makes me want to go again. And
Right, you're actually on call.
Oh yeah. Well,
you-
like Brady's asked now about going out tomorrow night.
You've got to go.
So
You've got to be there.
I need.
Not
Gear
allowed.
up.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
Not allowed. Not allowed to go out.
You've got to take some cars.
It's
They're not all going to fit in one car, are we? Sorry.
all right. You only need to drive.
You can get on the bus at the County Road.
What?
No,
You saying
because
you could
the
drive?
baby, Ryan, Ty, me, you,
Wait,
Kate, can't
He's
fit in
not
the car.
driving.
Yeah, we would.
The Ty
I'll
for
do it twice in 24
Exactly.
hours.
Sorry about this debate about a
No,
car.
no,
because
no,
we're
no,
all
no,
going
no.
out for dinner, and he thinks like 10 of us are going to fit in a car.
Well, they will do it if you're. No, sure don't.
My husband is really is fit, right?
Yeah, there's a
How many of us
certain.
are going to fit in a car with a baby?
Yeah, that's what the roof box is for.
Sorry,
You throw them in there, and then you get a few kids in the suitcases. We'll be all right. We'll be sorted. Oh, that feels amazing.
I don't want to know.
She's like,
But
she's
Dave,
pulled my hair out.
thank
Oh,
you for coming
keep it
over,
on.
and thank you for
No
coming
worries.
on. I really do appreciate you coming in because I have
Keep it all
spoken
on.
to you like
Nobody turn off.
Oh,
messenger.
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate being here.
Oh, no, I
I
loved
appreciate
it.
the chat, and thanks to everybody in the side chat as well for
Everyone's
being
loved it.
supportive and
yeah,
putting
it's
up with the waffle.
been
Really,
fantastic. Like
is
I've hey,
Who is it?
what's your channel called again?
Darius lives.
There you go.
He told
Well,
us the story.
I'll send it over to obviously the
Crazy.
missus, and then she can check you out as well. And that's the only one man that I would physically let her check out.
Oh, well, prepare her for disappointment then, yeah.
Well, mate, it
Stuffed
can't be
out.
any worse than the ex fella, mate. A 1 inch under me. So if you're any bigger than that, you'd be sorted.
Cheers
don't
again
know
for
how I
having me
got-
anyway. I appreciate it, yeah.
Catch you later, man.
Take it easy, Taffy. See you later, Claire. Be
See you
good.
later.
Yeah, and I will be in touch. Hopefully, I could come over to you one time.
Yeah, no worries at all, yeah.
Oh,
Definitely, yeah.
anyway,
All
All right, well,
so much.
I'm going
I'll
to
let you
disappear
go.
now anyway.
See you later.
Right, guys, I'll see you all
Bye.
soon. Thank you, Claire.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Right, it's just me now, guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming over. Remember, like and subscribe. I've only got a few more subscribers to get up to my 1,000, and I do appreciate you guys watching and for all your feedback. I've learnt a lot again today, and you don't know how much I appreciate you guys coming in. It means a lot to me. So it's been nice to have you. And Urban Asylum, thank you for coming over too. It's been really good that you've come in and joined in. It's lovely, actually. Because, sometimes I wonder, where is everybody? No one's coming on my lives no more. But, today I thought I'd put a random live up because I haven't been feeling mentally right to do it lately. I've had a lot going on. I've always got stuff going on. If it's one thing after another, it's, just life. So today I thought, do you know what? I'm just quickly pop on. I've ended up on in 2 hours. But I do appreciate everyone that's come in. I hope you like, the live, and you can go over to the other channel. That's it really, guys. I've got to go out. I've got the baby asleep on the floor. He's gone on his playmat and fell asleep. Thank you, Barry, for helping. Thank you for the moderators that are all there. Thank you, Barry, one of my main moderators. If anyone could just share this live, I appreciate it. And I think that's it, guys. Oh, where have I gone? Yeah. So I'm going to say goodbye now. And I'll be back soon with, I've got a video next Thursday, I think, about 6:15. Very active place. Loads of activity. It was part 3 of the fort. Very active place. As I say, I've been doing it 10 years. That's one of the most active places I've been in the UK. And I think you guys would like it. If you haven't watched the part 1, that's a bit slower introduction. Part 2, warming up. Part 3 gets a bit more. So if you haven't watched some videos, go over to them. And I will speak to you guys soon. And take care. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. And I'm off. Bye-bye.